Okay, yeah.
Okay, started. Let everyone know they're being included. So seems like it's recording.
Yeah, it says it's recording.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. All right. So Sim, run this to you and ask if we need to refer back to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So has everyone done the readings and looked at the questions?
I looked at the first two, but I haven't finished all the readings because I was sick this week, so I'm just recovering now. Today's my first day feeling alive, so.
Yeah, I have COVID right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, I do. I feel better today, but I was like just telling Dominic, I was like sweating through my clothes and stuff. It was disgusting.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
No fever. It was like the weirdest sensation ever. That's why I never had COVID before. I went and grabbed a
You've
test
never
kit.
had it before?
No, I was like highly
Wow, you're so
paranoid of it.
lucky.
I was so paranoid of it. I wouldn't, like my whole roommates had it when I was in Freddie. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I probably should have just got it instead of hiding in my room for 2 weeks, getting the
I've had
pizza
it
man to come to my
3
window.
times.
3?
So,
That's incredible.
You
yeah.
caught 3 times COVID. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know there's still a thing. I was telling Kobe.
I didn't know.
I remember.
Yeah, same. I thought it like now there's Ebola, but
And Hantana virus.
Yeah, what's it called? Hunter or something.
Hantana or something. Hantana,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Apparently
That
it's
one,
pretty hectic.
yeah, that one. So COVID was a 1.3% fatality rate. Hantana's like 40%. So like you might drop if you get. I actually
Jesus.
will stay inside. I won't go anywhere if that lockdown happens.
Yeah, no, that's 40% is scary. Yeah, I just remember with COVID, I couldn't taste anything. That really tripped me out. I couldn't. I was eating some
or
ice
smell.
cream, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like that's how I realized I had COVID because I was like, "This." I'm eating so much sugar right now, I can't taste anything, and that really freaked me out. And that's how I realized I had COVID. But other than that, it was pretty
That's the
mild.
only symptom you had?
I had that. Then I was like a bit of like a little bit fatigue. And just kind of like
Fever.
achy, yeah, but a little bit of fever. Like it was very mild. The main symptom was like couldn't taste anything. It really freaked me out.
I can't taste anything right now. It's really weird.
Yeah,
I'm having
so
like
weird.
what's it called?
What's that?
Liquid IV, and I
Mm.
can't taste it. It's the Rocket Pop one. I'm like, this tastes like shit. That's why I actually tested too. Like I was like, a little weird thing. Maybe I won't taste anything for a year, like everyone was saying.
Yeah, for me it's a few
So
weeks.
yeah, definitely sketchy. Maybe I'll start eating more veggies, the ones I
Yeah,
don't like.
yeah, it's smart.
So should we just
So
jump
have you guys done all the
into?
meetings?
Yeah, I did pretty much most of them. I what I would do is I looked over the exercises first on each individual page, and then I just read until I was able to, so we could get this meeting done. We don't have to, you know. But I don't know if you guys had a chance to look over all the exercises.
Mm-hmm.
I looked over the first few a bit more in detail and then just briefly the last ones.
Yeah, the first two. There's only 4 this time, right?
Yeah.
So the first 2 seem to be like the acting ones, right? When we're um, acting as client, observer, and helper. Those the first 2's like that. I'm just looking at my phone because when I leave the Teams on my iPad, it turns my camera off. And then the third one was a self-assessment. I don't know if you guys. It was pretty quick to go over that, and then I wrote a little something down for this. And then the fourth seems like it's more of a discussion one. So that one will probably be the easiest one. Like there's the 8 examples, and then about broaching. You guys familiar with broaching? Is that how you pronounce it? I never said it out loud. Broaching.
Yeah, I think so.
Broaching, yeah. So broaching is just like it'll be an uncomfortable topic. That's what I was getting from the text. Like it's gonna be, you know, you don't want to overstep any boundaries or, you know, hurt anyone's feelings. But it seems to be, you know, that will be the most fun in my opinion when we go over that one last.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I need to go over that again. I can't remember what broaching was. I know I read it, but I just
broaching, just real quick, is
I think
it's
it's a
the
discussion
skill.
of the topic.
Yeah, it's the skill of continually talking about obvious difference with the client, which
Mm.
includes like race, ethnicity, and culture.
Oh yeah.
In our tendency to be cultural blind or colorblind, we fail to notice these significant differences with our clients. It is a part of the helper's job to recognize anything that could affect the relationship. So
Cool.
like, yeah, you don't want to hurt. I even find in real life when I talk to somebody that's different than me, I try to avoid anything that, like, you know, my girlfriend's black too. So in the very beginning of it, there is the cultural differences. So like it would be like we would say like I just always avoided acknowledging that, but she would acknowledge it in me. But you know what I mean. But I couldn't. So that's why I think that one's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
But
It's a good skill to work on then.
yeah. So do you guys want to start with number one or just bounce around or?
Well, so basically, it's conducting interviews, right? Everyone has to be the counselor, one client once, or counselor once, and then it's just got to.
I thought we just did it once, or do you guys want to
I think we just do it once.
Yeah,
Everyone's
we don't,
the.
No, we do the activity once. Like we all choose a role.
Oh, okay.
I
So
don't
no
think
one
we
like only you can only like we're only doing the whole thing just once. Not no one has to be the therapist each time.
Yeah,
that's what I took from it, but
yeah, but because
Okay.
this one's more. These activities seem like the observers are actually taking on more of a role, more of a critiquing role. I could have swore. Maybe that was for number two.
So the
Oh,
first
yeah, yeah.
one.
Observer at number two, the observers have a more role, but it says that we just do the exercise once. I thought, but if you guys want to do it multiple times, we could.
Well, I don't mind. What do you guys think? Might be good practice for everyone. Depends how much time do we all have today.
I don't have anything to do. It's just a matter of me just being sick. So we'll go.
Ida, what do you think?
We can do it.
yeah, me too. I don't have anything specific, like anywhere specific I have to be. So it's just a matter of low energy. Me too.
Yeah. So
Sure.
let's just start. Let's just start with one and see how we go. Do you guys familiar with that? I have it written down here to help me.
That
Or like
ABC
under
and
ABC 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so who?
Affective or emotional issues and status, behavior deficits, excesses and strengths, thinking or cognitions, and then developmental level, family history, culture, religious, spiritual background, physical challenges and strengths. So affective emotional issues and status. Okay, so I mean, this is like you're just kind of asking the person about this in a nice sort of conversational way.
Yeah, so the first one is an intake, right?
Yes, okay.
It's the actual intake. So basically, I could be wrong, but you do have to go through the what's it called? The confidentiality thing. Is that this one?
Let me just check the exercise again. Groups of three, one student acts as the helper, another as the client, and third as the observer. Before the interview, the client and observer identify and agree on a problem that the client is hoping to work on. And that's fabricated for this exercise. Okay, so the client and the observer are going to create a problem that the client's going to have, right? Client should take a moment to look over the general category. The client should take a moment to look over the general categories of the interview. For some reason, think about answers to key questions. If you're playing the client, retain your real identities of the other aspects of the intake authentic, even if the problem itself is concocted. Okay. So the client needs to be aware of all of those things and have answers for them. And then I'm just trying to see, like, is there like this doesn't seem like it's sort of to be like a script. So you're just kind of like asking the person,
I think the whole point is like bringing it up naturally, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be like an actual like session.
Rather than like a straight up like interview.
Okay.
kind of
So I
like
think you can bounce
making sure
around,
you
right?
get the answers. Yeah, exactly. Making sure you get the answers, but it doesn't have to be like one after another, just in a more natural conversational way.
Okay.
Okay.
So who wants to do what?
I can be client first.
I can
What
be
do
the
you want to be?
counselor. I don't mind. I don't mind. I can be the counselor.
I'll be
Try.
the observer. So first, does it even matter? Like, me and Ida
I
have
feel
to
like
talk?
me and yeah. So
Okay. I'm gonna take my headphones off for like
All right,
a little bit. Okay.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So what do you think? What do you think
okay.
you yeah.
So the first one, what are my main problems? So should we keep it simple rather than have a news story and just go with anxiety and overwhelm pertaining to
Yeah.
just balancing
Yeah.
responsibilities?
And yeah, it says you retain your real identity so that other aspects of the intake are authentic, but the problem can be fake. So just be yourself. Yeah, just
Yeah.
I would say maybe like work-life balance struggling and it's giving you a lot of anxiety. Um and
Um, what emotional states does the client wish to reduce? So I want to be more productive.
mhm.
Yeah, are you okay with
Yeah,
that?
yeah, more productive. And
And then
that would be like for A, or like are you
yeah,
feeling okay?
I
Um
actually like I have notes I can send you guys if you're interested.
okay.
So I'm just going based on like what the text said for A.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
so for B, what the client is doing or not doing, just you said you're not being, you want to be more
behavioral
productive.
assessment. What does the client want to do that he or she's not doing? Yeah.
You said
Let's
you're not
see.
being very productive. Just say you're kind of lounging around because anxiety's building up, maybe
Like
something
not
like that.
yeah, like more productive. Like I can do more with my day than I am. So maybe sleeping earlier at night, waking up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good one
Yep.
or I don't know.
Yeah.
Sleep pattern?
It'd basically
Okay.
just be the opposite of what well, you already kind of wrote your goal for A, right? You want to be more
Yeah.
productive.
Yes. Which is really making me more anxious. Productivity. So and
Okay.
then so that sleep pattern is a behavioral one. Do we have to have anything more?
Cognition. C.
No, sorry, I meant for B. Is that it? Okay. Just that?
B is just like what you're doing or not doing.
Okay. Oh, and then what habits does there's one that like if there's habits that he or she wants to eliminate, so less distractions maybe while I'm focusing on a task, more focus. Okay. And then C, cognitive assessment. Does the client show any signs of memory problem? Okay, no. Um,
Attitude, maybe that you are just lazy right now, but I don't know. Just say you're lazy. You are lazy, but you don't want to be lazy.
wait, no, but is that yeah, I guess
That's an
that's kind of it.
attitude. Being lazy is an attitude. Maybe it's not. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
Like
guess
oh
it is an
like oh
attitude.
fuck it. I'm not gonna do anymore. Like that. That's an
Yeah,
attitude. I
okay.
feel like.
So laziness. Um, how about also would rumination be a good one too? Like I
What's
can't
that?
focus on a like I like always think about what the next steps are, like what I have to do next. So then I can't really focus on a certain task because I'm like, oh, like jumping between tasks, so I'm not
Okay.
being productive.
Yeah, you could say something like that
Like overthinking,
instead of
like
lazy. Yeah, that might be
no, no,
better.
no, we can do that one too. Laziness
You can just
slash
say them both, and then he can pick.
overthinking. Yeah.
Okay. And then for the 1, 2, 3, 4, that's we don't really
Do
have to
I
go over
have
that. You think
developmental issues?
you'll be able to figure that one out. Those ones you'll fill those in with what you want to say. Interpersonal relationships. You can say what your sports are. Uh, if you do take drugs or medication, you can make that up. Talk about your religion or if you have one, and then
Family
you
support.
just
It could just be the same.
yeah, just make those up as you go.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
So
you
now
guys hear
that
me?
we talked, yeah, we hear you.
Hmm.
Now that we talked over that, what's my role as the observer specifically to do?
Let's look at the question.
Just observe, reserve, and report.
After the exercise, the client gives specific feedback to the helper on the following issues, with the helper able to intersperse questioning and listening, that the client find the interview is too businesslike, the helper find key problems. I think that you'll probably like help with that, with those questions, right? I assume.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna get my book out here. So
Do we have to write these down, do you think?
I'm
And
not sure. Let me check.
let me just
check
check,
the
yeah.
actual exercise.
Because if I was like in an actual therapy session, I would probably be writing this down and
Yeah.
recording it, right?
Please follow directions carefully. Discuss the group all aspects of the prompt for further purpose of this paper. Consider the process you and your group went through in completing this exercise. Then with critical thought and support, discuss a minimum of 200 words your group experience. No, you don't need to. So
Okay.
after we do it, there's actually at the bottom of the exercise, this is what your 200 word reflection should be. You talk about what we did, and then what are your thoughts on interviewing? What did your group do well? What did your group need to improve on? What did you learn in working as a group in this exercise? What do you need to work on to feel more capable with this ability? So this ability is the intake, I guess, or the intaking ability.
Yeah.
So
okay, well, I'm going to assume that like the meeting's going to be recorded and transcribed, like that. Let's say if I was online doing telehealth, I'd probably try and have that as like a part of my operating system, so that
if
I
the
don't have to
patient's
write
okay
things.
with it.
If the patient's okay with it, so I don't have to write everything down and type everything down. We can just have the conversation. So I'm going to assume that for this, right? Okay, then I guess. Are you ready, Ada?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be looking. Okay, so let's go. Hi, Ada. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. Okay, so today is just going to be our intake session. There's just a couple of questions I need to ask you. Just need to gather some information, just so we can kind of create the best treatment plan and treatment methodology around you and your personal situation. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so the first thing I want to just clarify with you. What are your current emotional issues, if any?
I would say that I feel anxious and overwhelmed. Just maintaining different responsibilities, like school, work, and then also self-care. I want to work out, play volleyball, my social life. So just maintaining all that has been very overwhelming.
Okay, so anxiety, overwhelm, maybe sort of a feeling of being overloaded by having a lot of things that you have to do, and also wanting to take care of yourself at the same time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so can I just ask about the intensity of these feelings, the anxiety on a scale of what, I don't know, 1 to 10? How intense would you say the anxiety would be?
I'd say it fluctuates. But overall, I'd say between 5 and a 7.
Okay. And how frequent would you say that you're experiencing them? Frequently.
I'd say almost daily.
Okay, almost daily. And how long, more or less, do these feelings or bouts typically tend to last?
Um, I'd say it just come and goes throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling of overwhelm mostly, where I kind of freeze because I don't know how I'm gonna handle everything and all my responsibilities. I don't know sometimes where to start, how to manage my time better. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's kind of like maybe it comes and goes throughout different scenarios throughout the day.
yeah.
Okay, and intensity is between a 5 and a 7.
Mhm.
And frequency, as you said, it can be daily and it can be multiple times throughout the day throughout different
Yeah, it depends.
situations.
Like if I
Hmm.
have more schoolwork, then it's more. If I at work have more work to do, it just
Hmm.
depends on how many responsibilities I have. So
Okay. Okay. So it's really just kind of like reciprocating to your life, right? It's coming
yeah,
from external situations.
exactly.
Okay. Um, and then just kind of your general status, how would you say that feel generally? What would you, between, let's say, really bad, really good, average, what could you say like your sort of emotional status is on a consistent basis?
Um, I would say more fluctuating from average to bad.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of 50% or a little bit lower most of the time.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. The next thing I want to discuss is around your behaviors. So, can you just tell me a little bit about, sorry, just a moment. I just have to read off of this just to make sure I get everything down perfectly. Don't want to miss anything. Um, okay, so can you tell me about what you perceive to be a behavior deficit? Do you engage in smoking, drinking, unhealthy behaviors?
I do drink, but socially.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, I wouldn't say that maybe every time I go to like a social gathering, it's not like a daily thing at all.
Hmm.
Maybe once or twice a month.
Hmm.
Um, as far as drugs go, no, I don't do any drugs or smoke or anything.
Okay, cool. What about exercise, gym, that kind of thing? Yoga, anything?
Yeah, so I play volleyball.
Hmm.
I try to do it twice a week. Um, and then working out once a week.
Okay.
So like the gym.
Hmm. Okay, cool. Um, so it doesn't sound like you're doing anything excessively. You said drinking very rarely, once or twice a month. Sounds like it's very healthy, recreational, social, right?
Yeah.
Um, strengths are you uh, are training, playing volleyball. That's also social, right? By the sounds of it. Twice a week, you said, and gym once a week. So you're exercising 3 times a week, right? On a, would you say, consistent basis?
So lately it's decreased. Like I
Hmm.
would until I'd say a couple of weeks ago, but
Mm,
due to the feeling of overwhelm, I've had to decrease it so that I could manage my time with school and better. So
mm. Okay. So usually it's quite consistent. Lately, it's taken a bit of a
yeah,
backseat because of other things, other priorities.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
great. Thank you very much. Next, I want to get an idea of your thinking patterns, maybe some thoughts. Do you have, you mentioned anxiety, you mentioned overwhelm. Do you have any kind of awareness of thoughts that might be consistent around these negative experiences, or maybe just thoughts that are consistent around you, you know, not feeling very good? Anything consistent around your thinking patterns that you might be aware of?
I think fear of failure when it comes to
Mm,
school. Not
hmm.
necessarily that I'm gonna fail my courses, but I would say more so that am I gonna make a good counselor, or am I gonna do good in my career and be successful? Um, so yeah, I would just say fear.
Fear of failure, thoughts of failure, and that might be just triggering your anxiety and adding to your pressure, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I just overthink a lot,
Hmm.
um, just pertaining to different aspects of my life and responsibilities. So I can't really focus on, one task, and I'm having a hard time managing. So I feel overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a lot of maybe a lot of overthinking, and that's disrupting your ability to kind of just focus and sort of work on one thing at a time.
Yeah,
Mm. Okay,
exactly.
okay, great, awesome. Thank you very much. Just want to make sure. Okay, next section is around developmental level. So if you don't mind me asking, what's your age?
I'm 29.
29. Okay. Um, do you have are you in a relationship? Do you have children? Anything like that?
No, no children, but yes, I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
You're
Um,
not married.
you're not married.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you don't have anyone depending on you financially, or just generally family wise, anything like that?
Well, I don't know if my pets count, but
Sure, pets count. Pets count. So you've
yeah,
got some
so just
pets.
myself and my pets. Yeah.
Okay. 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 So you're in a relationship, not married, no kids, 29. Do you live alone?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think that's pretty good in that regard. Family history. So do you know of in your family any history of substance abuse disorders or psychological disorders, anything ranging from anxiety to bipolar, schizophrenia, anything like that in your history?
Um, no to drugs, but from my mom's side, um, I think anxiety and
Hmm.
depression.
Hmm. Okay. Was that diagnosed or
Diagnosed.
just
Yeah.
diagnosed? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, Next, I just want to find out about your cultural and religious or spiritual background, if you
Mhm.
don't mind talking about it.
No, not at all.
Hmm.
So my background, I'm Persian.
Hmm.
So from Iran.
Hmm.
My family is Christian, but we're not religious. I'd say I'm more spiritual.
You're more spiritual.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you're more spiritual than religious. Um, and you said you're Persian. Were you born and raised in Canada?
No, I was born in Iran.
Oh, in
I
Iran.
came to
Okay.
Canada when I was 9.
Okay. And from a cultural perspective, do you feel like you identify more with like the Western Canadian culture or more with your original Persian Iranian upbringing?
I would say I'm half half.
Half half. Okay. Cool. Cool. Interesting. Thank you very much. The last thing I just want to check in on is physical challenges. So, do you have any like physical ailments, issues, anything holding you feel like it's holding you back? Any diagnoses, anything like that?
Um, I would say the main thing that holds me back is my insomnia.
Okay.
Some days it's worse, some nights it's worse than others. But yeah, that would be the main source because on the days that I do have to get up really early, then I'm just tired throughout the day, so I can't
Hmm.
really function to my best ability, and I think that
Hmm.
contributes to my overthinking and anxiety as well.
Mm.
And then on the days that I can't sleep in, so I try to get in more sleep because I've slept late the night before. So then I feel like I didn't get enough done in the day. So
Mm,
it's like
mm.
just a pattern.
Right, right. Okay, well, that's very valuable information. That's certainly something we can maybe look on that could ease some of the, the other physical, psychological symptoms that could be related to just your sleep problems. Would you say with the insomnia, would you say that's like a nightly situation, or it's some nights you sleep well, some nights you don't, or can you give me like just how does a week look for you basically with these symptoms?
Yeah, I would say most nights
Mm,
I have issue with it. I rarely ever fall asleep before 12.
mm,
So, and I have to be at work almost every day at 8. So,
Oh wow.
and I have to walk my dog before going to work. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, okay, so would you say that maybe your sleep is like it's not where you want it to be, to put
Yeah,
it simply?
definitely not the main contributor to my problems.
Okay,
I would
cool.
say at least.
Sure. No, sure. I believe there's a lot of science backing that, so that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've got an idea from the physical sort of biological component that insomnia is definitely something to consider and work on. You mentioned you have no physical disabilities whatsoever, right?
No.
And we spoke briefly about alcohol use, very rare, very moderate, from seemingly very healthy amount. Okay, so I think that's basically it for the intake. Is there any other piece of information I may have missed that you think might be important about you as a human being?
No, I actually think we've covered everything.
You know what? Is there anything I wanted to ask actually about some of your strengths? What strengths do you think that you possess just off the top of your head, real quick?
Um, strength. I feel like that's a hard one.
It's
Strengths
easier to find our
pertaining,
weaknesses.
yeah. So, strengths pertaining to what exactly? Just anything specific or a quality
Anything,
I have as a human?
yeah, anything that comes to mind.
Um, I've been told I'm very empathetic, and
Mhm.
so that's been very helpful in my social life and having a lot of friends. Just loyalty, empathy are my strengths. Um, but yeah, that's all I can really think of.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing. And that I suppose concludes the intake section of our session.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Cool. Okay, Kobe, I think you can join us. Cool. I don't think I got everything because I was trying to like not. I was trying to like not spend too much time reading what I actually had to get. But it's
The notes I have, like I think we addressed basically everything that me and Kobe talked about. So
mhm,
feeling of overwhelm, um, productivity being a problem, sleep pattern, um, and then we said that my cognitive issues would be laziness and overthinking. So I guess I didn't mention laziness. I don't know, I guess, but overthinking
mhm,
talked about.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, cognitive. You mentioned fear of failure.
And fear of failure, yeah.
Right. Okay. I just want to
Um,
see.
the only thing that I am confused about, so with the intake, do we straight up just go over it and
That's what I
one
was
by
wondering.
one ask the client, or is this something that should just naturally come up in the session
No, no.
and then you write down?
There's usually a. So it depends. Like the therapy company I work for, they actually send this form to the client before they even have a session, and they basically fill out all of these things. Like drug, alcohol abuse, family history. They fill it out before the session even happens because it
Like
can
the
take a
only thing
while.
I found awkward was like the developmental issue. Like,
Is the what?
so do you the developmental issue? Like, do you just straight up ask like a client, do you have developmental? Like, let's just, tackle that. I feel like it's a bit awkward.
Did I miss the developmental issue?
No, you didn't. You're like, okay, so the next one we're gonna target like, or
Oh,
It's number
you're like,
one.
yeah. I feel like even if I had developmental issues, like I would lie, because I'd feel
yeah.
awkward being like, yeah, like, I'm 40, I live in my parents' like basement and like
Yeah. And there's like, it just jumps from college student to middle age. There isn't really like anything in between. That's why I kind of just said like, oh, do you like how old are you?
sorry,
Do
I lost my
you
character and I like laugh, but
I
I
know.
my bad.
No, me
Um,
too. It's weird.
Maybe you could ask like if you have any like previous diagnoses or like, because developmental issue I feel like is something that like
I
I
could be
think I
like,
got there for physical challenges. I think I also had medical
oh yeah,
diagnoses around.
that is part of the disabilities is in, yeah, what the hell? That is in number 4.
Yeah, I think like development is like what stage of the sort of life cycle are you in, and like how, just give me some information around that. Like if you're a college student, how old are you? Where you living?
oh, I thought it was like, does the person have any like, for example, if you're, I don't know, like 50 living at home still, like do you have any like motivation? Are you, the same conversation kind of we were having last time with like culture versus like
Hmm.
if the person has, that's what I thought it was.
I
My
think
bad.
it is that. I think it is that. Like if
Oh,
you 50 something and you like still maybe in the adolescent bracket,
yeah, yeah,
then there's a
yeah. Okay.
developmental issue, right?
Okay. So I think I don't know, it might be wrong, but shouldn't like maybe this isn't something that we would straight up ask the client, like something that naturally would come up, like, so like do you live at home, like, and then just make a note of it, but
Hmm.
not so the client doesn't necessarily know that we're trying to see where they are developmentally.
Yeah, that's kind of what I tried to do. I was like, how old are you? Are you married? Do you have kids?
Yeah,
Do you have dependents? Because that can kind of inform me where you are, or how well you might fit
Yeah.
each section of that cycle.
yeah,
But it feels a bit like unstructured,
yeah. I don't know, maybe you didn't mention it then. I thought you did. When I thought you
I
did
think
say that.
no, I did. That's when I was asking you like if you have kids and stuff.
No, no, no. I meant like you said, okay, so now let's talk about developmental.
Right. Yeah, maybe I don't know if I said that or not. Like, do you have any
So maybe
developmental
when we
issues?
do it, just don't like make it clear that you're moving on to another section, so it
Yeah.
feels less structured and more as like a conversation. Like in your head, say we're moving on to developmental issues, and you'd be like, so like, how old are you, and like, do you have any children? Instead of just make it seem more seamless, I guess, because I feel like that might have been the disconnect there. It felt
Yeah.
like you were going through a list, but like you said, they would have to fill something out of.
This is what I don't understand though, because in the text it made it clear that we first have to build a therapeutic relationship and not really ask a lot of questions. It literally said that.
Mm.
But a lot of, I know, like, places, they ask the questions beforehand before they even meet you. There's like an intake form.
Yeah. So I think some places do it differently, but I think there is like if you don't send the form prior, then there is like a session where you're basically just getting information the whole time. It might be after the first like intake session or the initial session where you kind of get build a relationship. Then there's the next session where it's like
Mhm.
just information processing, gathering. If you haven't filled something out before,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
think. So just there's the three questions that you and Kobe have to answer. Like, was the helper able to intersperse question and listening? Did the helper find the key problems? What other suggestions you have for the helper in terms of quality of the interview?
Wait, are these the ones?
This is in
What-
the textbook for the
Oh, in the
group
textbook.
exercise. Yeah,
what
exercise
important
1.
areas we're missing?
Well, there's before that. There's 3 questions.
Oh, here they are. Whether the helper balanced questioning and listening, like that.
Yes.
Okay. The client gives feedback. This is just the client.
Oh, okay. Okay, so for the first one, yeah, I think that I felt understood, and you did a great job with kind of balancing the questioning and the listening.
Hmm.
I'd say it was more kind of like it was familiar, but at the same time very like let's get to business and just go one by one throughout the list. But again, I feel like it's not clear if we're supposed to do that or not. I
Yeah.
don't That's still something I don't understand.
Mm.
Did the helper find the key problems? Yeah, I think that you did. I mean, everything that we discussed with Kobe, you were able to ask me, but yeah. And then what other suggestions do you have for the helper in terms of the quality? Yeah, so same thing we discussed. Maybe not mentioning the list or the
Yeah.
questions, just kind of more naturally
Mm-hmm.
bringing it up.
Yeah, that's good. I'll write that down. Like, just don't introduce each
The
section. You know,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
flow.
Yeah, I feel like it would be less business-like.
Yeah, keep it more personal, conversational.
But yeah, I also understand why it was more business-like because this is supposed to come naturally within a whole session, right? So this is like an hour of just the conversation of getting to know the client. Well, we're trying to do it in what, like 10 minutes? So
Yeah. Also, I've never seen it before, so I was just like, I have to keep checking to make sure that I'm getting all the right stuff. But I can see how it, it's you're gonna want to make it personable,
yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to the 2 of you go now?
Sure.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, so who wants to be the? Oh, you're just the client, Ida, so you'll be the therapist, right?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So then Kobe,
But
me and you will.
I
Yeah.
have a quick question. So is this a whole like intake session in of itself? I'm still so confused as to
I
what this
think.
exercise is.
Yeah, I think we're basically practicing the key steps of an intake like interview.
Okay.
And it can be like a full hour or a full session sometimes. But
Yeah.
let's try to do it in the similar amount of time that me and you just did it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so Kobe, we'll discuss the client situation.
Okay. So
Oh, wait.
Let me see. Is there a
How do
way
I?
to?
maybe just mute your audio
Yeah,
for a
maybe
minute
turn
or
your
something.
audio off. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm turning it off.
Okay, so we kind of, when me and her did it, we just kind of filled the ABC portion, and then she up to her to do the final, like the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So the client's emotions or feelings. Should it be? What do you think I should?
Well, what do you want to do? You want to just go with like, I mean, when me and you did the thing, you were like you were buying, working on a house and feeling kind of overwhelmed. Do you want to just stick with that?
Yeah, I'll do like work-life balance or something.
Yeah, that's good. That's easy, I think. Any like, what would be like your key emotional problems that like you want her to uncover?
Overwhelmed, probably, like overwhelmed.
Okay.
Yeah, overwhelmed
Exhaustion.
and stressed, exhaustion. I was gonna say fatigue, but and then my behavior,
Hmm.
I'll say, holy crap. I'll say I'm not taking downtime or rests because I feel obligated to keep pushing.
Nice.
And then cognition, like what would be a good one to put with that?
You know, I have to keep. I don't deserve a break, like, or like if I take a break, I'll get behind. Something like
Yeah.
that, maybe, you know,
Okay.
something like that. Like just basically just thinking like you know you don't want yourself to stop. Something like that.
Yeah, I think I can't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because if I do, I'll fail.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, something like that. That's good.
Man, I should have been your client to keep the consistency up.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. I'm gonna try to remember all those things. It's only 3 things.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
should
it's easy. Just make it up, you know, as you go along. Okay, so the rest you can fill out like you just keep it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll plug in.
Okay, let's try and get her attention now. Ida. All right.
Sorry, guys.
Hold on, I just need to remove my camera and then you guys go ahead. Hold on, how do I hide me? Okay, hide me.
What?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh. I clicked on hide me and now I don't know.
No, just click on the camera thing.
Hold on, now I can't see myself, and you can see me. Hold on, camera.
That's
Okay, my
hilarious.
camera
I can't
is
see
it
you
off?
Now
Okay,
we all
great.
see you.
Great. No, I can't see myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Kobe. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much for asking. So in this session, we are gonna just go over some of the intake questions. Is that okay with you?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with what brings you in today?
I just come in to see you and just talk about what's kind of going on in life, with regards to work and like responsibilities.
Okay. Sorry. So before we begin, I just want to say that I'm going to be taking notes. So every time I do look down, it's just because I'm jotting down what we're talking about. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying that work, correct? And just
Yep.
responsibilities?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
obligations and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So what about those?
So I've been like feeling like very
Mm,
um, overwhelmed and stressed out because I just bought a house and I have a truck the house is a newer responsibility, but I have a new truck and I have 2 big bill payments and
mhm.
um, I'm not in my real life job yet, as I'd call it. So I'm not making it's not as easy for me as it would be for like someone say like my parents or my aunts and uncles because they make more than me. So I have to work extra hard in my job to, you know,
Right.
achieve like my goals of paying my bills.
So you said that you're not in your real career that you want to
Yeah,
pursue?
I'm in school to be a counselor, like a therapist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess just managing your finances, trying to keep up with bills, and then also school,
Yep.
it's causing you overwhelm and anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you say anxiety and overwhelm, how would you say it presents?
Uh, I don't. I just feel like I can never rest, and I'm like restless, and I can't you know, it's always on my mind, and I don't really think about anything else because I feel this obligation. And it is an ob. It's not like I feel it. It is. I do have to pay these things, so I don't really get a rest, and I don't. And when I do sit still, I feel guilty because, um, you know, I need to work in order to get it done.
So would you say that right now your main problem is work and having to work a lot in order to be able to pay your bills? And
Yeah,
so when you do sit down, you feel guilty because you feel like you should be working.
yeah,
Am I getting that right?
yeah.
Okay. Um, and how often would you say, I mean, you said that it's kind of every time you sit down, you're having these thoughts.
Hmm.
So on a daily basis, then every time you rest, you feel like you shouldn't be resting, you should be doing more. Is
Yeah, I
that
should be at work
mm,
because
okay.
like my work is, it is difficult, but it is like in a home setting.
Mm-hmm.
So like I work in a group home, so even like if I had a really stressful day, I am gonna be like sitting on the couch, like watching a show for the like not for the most part, but that is there. So when I'm home and I'm laying down in bed watching a show, I could be thinking I could be there and there might be a kid trying to burn the house down or like stab me, but at least I'd be getting paid watching this show. You know what I mean? So I can't. I always think maybe I should be. Why would I be here for free if I could be sitting there making money?
Okay. So you said that you work with kids that are kind of at risk. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, okay. So you're 23, but you have this responsibility of, having to take care of the youth and at the same time you're have all these bills you have to pay. So when you're at home and relaxing and kind of having your own time, you feel anxious and overwhelmed because you're like, well, you know what? I could be working and doing this exact same thing, correct?
Hmm. Correct.
Okay. And you said that you just bought a house
Yep.
and you currently live there alone by yourself, or?
No, no, I live at home right now, but I'm renovating the house or like getting
Hmm.
doing work, and that I typically do on uh weekends. So I have a weekend off. I work full time, but then I pick up shifts on weekends. So I work full time Monday to Friday, and then on a weekend I'll work 2 12s, and then on the opposite weekend I'll go work on the house the whole weekend. But I'll drink like beers and stuff and kind of relax as I'm doing because that's also just working for fun in my head. Uh,
Right.
but yeah,
Um, so you said that you drink beer,
yeah.
when you're working on the house and whatnot. Would you say that like how often is that? How often do you drink alcohol, or is there do you smoke, or do you do any drugs?
Uh, no, I don't smoke, but I probably drink once a week for sure. Um, twice a week typically. I'll like on my weekend off, you know, on Friday and Saturday, I go work on the
Mhm.
house, and I'll get like a 2 4, and I'll probably drink all 24 beer, just 12 a day probably. And then on Sunday night is typically when I would see my friends, so I wouldn't drink as heavy, but it's more relaxing, and I'll go to the pub or like there's a BOGO in the uptown of my city, um, so I'll go to there. But typically, but then on my weekend that I don't work, sounds
Mhm.
like a lot, but it's like a rotation. I
Right,
will get that weekend off, but then the next weekend I'm spent at work.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not on a weekly basis that you're
no. When I
oh,
do drink, I drink a lot though.
right. Okay, I see. Um, so tell me a bit about your family. Have they had any history of, mental health that you know of, or
I have um, my mom has a lot of anxiety, undiagnosed, but it's apparent. But because she kind of does what I do on bigger scale. She also buys and flips houses. That's where I learned it from. And right now she actually just purchased a campground, full on campground, and she's trying to balance that. So that's where she's spending her weekends. And she also works full time at an oil company called Irving. So she has to work there every day during the week. And then on Friday, she has to rush up about an hour away to this campground, run the store. Well, my stepdad does the same thing. So my stepdad presents anger. He's definitely an angry person. My mom's more stressed. She pulls her hair out. And my brother's an addict. So I don't know if that might have some underlying things there. But for me, I definitely feel stress, you know? So I probably get it from my mom.
Yeah, it seems like you and your mom both have a very high work ethic. See if that's
Yeah.
where you get it from.
Hmm.
So your brother, is he half related to, or
Yeah,
tell
he's
me
my
more
half
about your
brother.
family dynamic?
Yeah, he's my half brother from my dad's side. And my
Mm.
dad was an alcoholic as well. Um, he would drink every day. And my dad and my brother is just an addict. So that they definitely have that addictive personality. But nobody really openly got diagnosed for mental illness or anything like that. So I can't really speak on that. But just like from what I'm guessing, this is what's going on. Some trauma.
Right.
Yeah.
And were you born in Canada?
Yeah. I was born in New Brunswick. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so, you told me a bit about your family, how they struggle with, some of them with alcoholism, undiagnosed, but and just you said your stepdad with anger a little bit, and your mom with stress and working a lot. Um, have they ever seek professional help or tried to seek professional help?
Yeah, my mom and stepdad have gone to marriage counseling. They're therapists somewhere somewhere in the north end. And they were going for a bit. My mom believes in it, but like as you know, you got to actually think it will help. My stepdad doesn't think it'll help, and they stopped going. It's only they
Right.
have,
Okay.
and my father does go to AA. My dad doesn't drink as much anymore. He goes to AA every week. He thinks it's more fun because there's food and just gets to hang out with people. He's kind of old, but uh, so they seeked help that way. My brother, no, he's kind of he's trying. Doesn't do it as much, but it for sure is underlying. But yeah, so I feel like yeah, they probably have seeked help before.
Okay. Would you say that you grew up in a religious family at all, or just to know a little bit about yourself and
Yeah,
upbringing?
yeah. I was my whole family's Catholic, um, all baptized, but my mom chose for me not to be baptized when I was born. The only one to for me to pick, and I chose to be Christian.
Oh,
So I'm a Christian. Uh, I don't practice anymore. I did when I was younger, but on Christmas and
mhm.
certain religious holidays, I will go to church. But I do wear a cross. I don't have it on right now, but I do wear a cross, and I do a God-fearing man. So I definitely do have I do believe in religion. Yeah,
God, right.
yeah,
So you identify as Christian, and you do, practice it, but you wouldn't consider yourself super religious. Is that
yeah.
correct?
No, I definitely sin.
Okay. And I think we are um pretty good to go. Is there anything else that you think I should know that we haven't discussed today at all? Or
Like health conditions and stuff.
oh, yes.
Number four.
Thank you for bringing that up.
All good.
Oh yeah. So tell me if there's any physical health conditions that kind of can be in your way of doing your day-to-day life or even work and whatnot.
Yeah, so I used to be a lot more in shape in high school and even early university, but school got hard, so I had to drop out drop out of sports, not school. So I stopped. I used to play football and hockey and soccer, all like New Brunswick, like provincial level. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
But then I dropped out and I started drinking and eating more, so I gained a lot of weight. I never used to, and I actually ended up getting high cholesterol. True story, actually.
Oh,
So that is something that affects me, and that also contributes to my anxiety because if, like, let's just say I'm in this group home and my heart starts beating, I won't correlate it to the anxiety and like the BS that's happening around me. I'll think, am I having a heart attack? So it's always on my
oh.
mind. So I have been going to the gym way more frequently, and I have gotten better, but it's always there.
Right.
Um,
So how frequent would you say that you're to the gym?
so I go to the gym 5 days a week. I do not go on weekends, and sometimes I won't go on Fridays. So we'll say typically 4 to 5. I for sure go
Oh,
Monday to Thursday, and if uh, Friday is typically my most lenient day on either week. But I also have to do a lot of school after work, and I go to bed early.
right.
So
So, when do you go to the gym then during the day? Is it before work?
I'll go before work if I wake up early, but I get off work at 4 o'clock, and I go. The gym's in between my house and my work, so I
Oh,
stop
it's
in,
on the way.
and I don't do any cardio because I don't have time. And then I come home, eat, shower, shave, and then I'll get on. I have to do schoolwork, and then I go to bed. Yeah.
Okay. And
Um,
are you, so you said that you were diagnosed with high cholesterol. So are you actively working with your doctor and going getting checkups?
no, she told me to. She wanted to put me on medication, but just like my beliefs is like I don't want to be on that. Once you're on that, you're on that. So I said no. I'm gonna like fix it naturally. I've done it before. I can do it again. Just a matter of time. Um, so yeah, I do definitely need to go meet up again, but probably I want to see more progress.
So in the past, you were diagnosed with high cholesterol. You were able to
No,
get
but I
treatment.
I was able. In the past I gained weight before,
Oh, I
uh,
see.
and then I lost a lot of weight, and I just need to find a new routine, I guess. So that's like all of my health. Yeah,
Okay. So you want to battle it holistically before having to go on medication then.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let me just double check my notes here. Um, okay. I think that we are good to go. Do you have any questions for me or?
Nope, it was good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice. That was really good, Ida.
Sorry, I don't know how long it was.
No, it's
Sorry.
all right. No, I think that was really good. Really good. At the
Good.
beginning, I was like, is she just like doing like a therapy session? Because you were like waving, connecting all of the intake questions so casually that I was like, this is she gonna
I,
do
I didn't
this?
know where she was.
But the
Yeah,
only
I was trying
issue
to
is that I
follow.
missed it. Like not going through it one by one and trying to kind of be more natural, then I missed the physical part.
yeah, but that's the only one you missed. The
That's the
rest of
very
it,
last one.
yeah, the rest of it is super smooth.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good. It's
it's
gonna be a
really
hard
smooth.
act to follow.
I didn't
Um,
even know exactly. I was like, did you forget about what we're doing?
it wasn't until what one was it? It wasn't until she asked about my religion. I was like, what the fuck? We're at the end. So
No,
that's when I
that
locked
was
in.
that was really clean. That was really clean, I have to say.
Yeah. So
Um,
I'll answer these three
yes,
questions.
yes.
Whether the helper balanced questioning listening, I think so, yeah. Yeah, you found, and then number two is found the key problems. Um, Suggestion for improving the interview quality. No, it was pretty good. I guess just don't miss the last one. I guess I don't know how big of a deal it is. Other than that, it was. perfect.
Well,
I'd
actually,
say.
I think it ended up being a big deal because high cholesterol, like that's something I feel like I would have to work with because you said that when you're having heart palpitations, you don't even think of it as anxiety, you think you're getting a heart attack. So that could be something that's actually very important. So I shouldn't have
Yeah,
missed that.
yeah, I probably should have brought that up when somewhere earlier. But yeah, that actually does happen to me. I'll confuse it. Like I'll be uh one time I won't without going into too much detail that a girl or a youth I should say cut herself all down her arms and she was HIV positive and she was ripping
Oh,
around the house and my heart started beating and all the it was like I don't mess with that, you know what I mean? Like I started actually pretending to my coworkers that I get woozy around blood so I didn't have to deal with it, but my heart was just going boom 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 because I'm so scared of getting AIDS. um so I was thinking I was having a heart attack in the moment, but I was actually just having anxiety because of just this sight. It was a sight, let me tell you. So
oh
that would
my
be an
God.
example. So I do not go to work hungover anymore. I used to, because then if you're all hungover, then your heart's pounding more, and then stressful stuff happens. It would be the day something bad would happen. So yeah, I definitely do associate. I don't remember which class it was, but one of our classes talking about like physical, how emotions can have physical and mental uh, things to your body. You know what I mean? So anxiety
Yeah,
really affects my heart. It's like this. It's
for
like I could
sure.
be anxious, get my heart rate going, think I'm having a heart attack, or probably having genuine heart problems give me anxiety. So
Yeah, it's like a cycle, so you don't really know. Yeah, so I think that was a very important question I should have asked. So
mm,
not too good that I missed it, but
Mm. Yeah, just make a note of that. It could have been a situation where the clients got like in perfect health and it didn't really matter, or
yeah,
but yeah, definitely make a note of that. Apart from that, it was really good. I think I wouldn't say
very
I have
good.
any other notes.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Definitely, I gotta lock in here.
All
So
right.
wait, should we?
So
We
I'm
already
I'm the
went over
client.
those, right?
I'm the client in
Or
this one, right?
yeah,
And then okay. So me and Ida will just talk briefly for a second, and then we'll go for it.
okay.
Okay. So do you have anything specific in mind?
Yeah, I think I'll just go with like the anxiety. Just the anxiety angle. Like my wife is pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just go with that same. Just that I've got anxiety. Um,
Mhm.
my thinking cognitions is like I want to be a good father. I want to provide. Like if I can't do these things, like I'm a failure. Just like that pressure, to be like the textbook stereotypical father, right?
Mhm.
Um,
What about for behavioral?
yeah, I think so. Behavior deficit. Sometimes I work too much.
Okay.
Like I think I just will like work till very late in the evening and like not take care of myself properly. Um, I think that's really the only negative behavior that I usually have. And the rest of the stuff I can just make up basically along the way.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds
It's
good.
pretty easy, I think. Okay, cool. Kirby. Hey man. Okay, cool. We're ready to go.
Okay. Just give me 1 second here. I got my okay. Hey Dominic, how you doing?
Hey Kirby, good thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Um, so what brought you in here today to talk?
My wife is pregnant. I found out a few weeks ago. I've been having a lot of anxiety about becoming a father.
Okay. Yeah, it's understandable. I'm just gonna let you know if you see me look away to the side here, I'm just writing some things, jotting down a couple keywords to help me remember where we're at and gather my bearings. So you said you are having anxiety because you got the news that you're going to be a father, right?
Mm-hmm.
So other than just being anxious, have you felt any other way besides just anxious, or any other feelings coming up?
There's definitely been some positive feelings, but that's not why I'm here today. Anxiety is a big one. I guess there's a bit of fear as well, but I think it's mostly just anxiety in terms of the feelings that I'm struggling with the most.
Okay. Cool. So have you, that being said, like, you're feeling anxious with this big step, have you been doing anything like smoking, or any maybe habit, or have you been noticing any type of behaviors that you've been doing because of this anxiety or fear?
So I don't. I quit smoking like 6 months ago. I still haven't smoked since, and I quit drinking about 5 months ago. And so I haven't been done either of those. Same with drugs. Haven't done those in a good while. Definitely had more cravings recently than usual. I think that my behaviors right now that are probably negative is that I think I'm working probably too much sometimes. Some other times I'm well balanced, but I might like just work until like, I don't know, until like later in the evening, and I just haven't been taking great care of myself to try and maybe compensate for some of the stress. And like, I want to be able to provide and all those kinds of things. So just making sure I'm like locked in, you know. Maybe like overworking, I think, is the biggest behavior issue right now. Yeah.
So yeah, you said like you don't have any, like, not necessarily negative, but you don't have any vices with like drinking, or but you might be using work as a way to kind of tap out and get your mind off the feeling, like the pressure and stuff of becoming a father. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your, like, what do you think about, like, what's going on with you? Like, what's the situation?
I think that I think a lot of my anxiety and my behavior is being driven by like the thoughts that I want to be like a good father. I want to be able to take care of my wife and my child. I think like sometimes I just get stuck in my head, like I need to be like the stereotypical father, you know? Like I need to provide, I need to be strong, I need to be there. So I'm just kind of like pressuring myself sometimes by like wanting to be this figure, right? This stereotypical like strong member of the household, you know?
Yeah, the head of the table.
The head of the table, yeah, exactly. And that's like pressuring me more, you know, that's increasing my anxiety, making me like trying to just stretch myself out too thin, you know?
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot. You got a lot to think about, and um, but it seems like you understand what's going on with you, and what's not you, but you understand what has to be done. Would you agree with that? You know it's happening.
Yeah, I know what's happening. I
Yeah.
think I've got a good idea of what's going on overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't mind me asking, like, how old are you?
I'm 33.
33. So
Yeah.
you're getting to that point in life where you kind of want to start thinking about, family, and um, you know, taking that next big step. Um, is there any, like, concerns you might have with, like, taking, like, getting into that new part of your life and becoming a father? Like, is there, any questions or, concerns, basically? Yeah.
Yeah, I think just becoming a father and kind of feels like I'm not the child anymore, you know. And it's like a weird feeling. It's like the passing of the torch, I guess, you know. and it's kind of like a bit sad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's something I want to do, and it's kind of like a mixed perception. It's that's something I want to do. I'm of the age, and it's what I want. But yeah, sometimes I just feel a bit like sad about it. Like I still want to be like young and like a kid. Not have all the responsibilities, but it's just not. I've had my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody's going to be looking to you for the answers now.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
And you might still have some questions yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So you said earlier that your kind of your vice is to work later, or work more to kind of it's not necessarily bad because you're making money that will provide, but you work more um, to kind of get your mind off things. So that being said, like, what's your like social life like?
So I immigrated from South Africa about 6 years ago. I don't really have. I've got a couple friends I've made here, but I'm not very social. I'll see some friends occasionally on weekends. I started playing touch rugby, like not far from my house. So I do that on Tuesdays, and I made a couple friends there. So yeah, I think it's fairly balanced. Sometimes I'm a bit isolated, like I don't have family here. I don't have any of my friends from South Africa here. And I see people like friends here maybe like twice a month, sometimes more on like weekends.
Okay.
So it's probably a little bit less than it should be on like the healthy scale.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you like spend a lot of time with your partner?
I do, yes. I spend a lot of time with her and a lot of time with her in-laws. Sorry, her parents, my in-laws.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just it sounds like moving here has definitely been a big change up for you, and you kind of had to start over. But it seems like you're trying, and you sounds like you're making an all right effort. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
getting out there. Now you said your family is all down in South Africa, or do you see them often? You've been here for 6 years. Do you see them, or do you talk to them regularly?
I see them almost once a year. It's been once a year for the last 3 years, I think. I speak to them. I speak to my mom like twice a week. I'll speak to my brother like uh, once every 2 weeks. We're pretty close, but we don't like talk on the phone much. We're just very close when we see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, my father passed away in 2018, so I really just my immediate family is my mom, and my brother.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. Thanks.
So yeah, it sounds like the move definitely put like not a strain, but everyone has their own lives, so it's kind of hard to sit down and talk on the phone for 7 hours a day when you could be at home with the family. So it sounds like you make an effort and you're still close to your family. So with the kid coming up, are your in-laws very active in you and your wife's life? Like, are they going to give support? Are they going to be there to kind of alleviate any of that stress? Do you think they're going to take on that kind of role since you don't have yours around?
Yeah, definitely. They're very involved in our life and in my wife's life. They're very good parents to my wife and in-laws to me. And thankfully, they will provide, I'm sure, a lot of support to us when the child comes and before. Thankfully, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. You definitely want to have that kind of support system when this is a big responsibility coming on. So it's nice having an extra hand to help, if you need time to decompress. So with that being said, you said you're anxious about your baby on the way. Is there anything else in your life that could be causing any more stress to you?
At this time, well, I have a side job, which is like day trading, which is very stressful. But I've been doing it for very long, so I've kind of managed to like figure out what I'm doing, and I manage myself quite well mostly.
Mhm.
Some days will be quite stressful, and that can be quite draining for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That day trading is definitely it's aggressive. You know, you wanna
yeah,
you got to work to make it.
yeah.
Um, so have you, you know, on your time off, do you like practice any like religion, or do you have any beliefs? Do you go to church or anything for any?
No, I don't really practice religion. My wife is a bit more Christian than me. So like I'll go to church with her, like on Easter and Christmas and stuff, just because she likes me to come. I
Yeah,
wouldn't really go otherwise, but I am very spiritual. Like I meditate a lot, and I do believe in like a higher power, and I believe in like a big. I think everything's connected, and I do feel like there is someone up there listening, on a
yep,
day-to-day basis. So I'm
yep,
very
for sure.
spiritual, although not very religious. Yeah.
So you're not you're going to church just out of respect, and you know it's important to your wife, and
Yeah.
but you believe it's like healthy to be um spiritually connected and taking that time to meditate, as you said, because it obviously has some benefits if you're doing it, or you believe there's benefits. Talking about health, do you have any health conditions that that affects you or that you've previously had in your life?
No health conditions. I did go to rehab for alcohol in 2020.
Okay.
During COVID, I just was like drinking a lot. I had a business in South Africa and basically had to shut it down because of COVID.
Tough.
Yeah, and it was just like I just kind of went into a spiral. I just like I didn't have anything else to do, and I was just really stressed about money and everything, and like I had employees, and everything just went downhill completely. So I just drank myself blind kind of for a while, and then I
Me,
had
me
to.
too, buddy. Me too. It's tough times.
Yeah. I think a
So
lot of people did.
but you did seek help for that, and you feel you feel like you have a grasp on that now.
Yeah. It was like quite a difficult few years because I was like, oh, I'm an alcoholic, I'm an addict. And then I didn't really believe that anymore. And like now I just kind of don't drink.
Mm,
But yeah, it's definitely a long process, getting to where I am right now.
uh,
I don't drink at all now. I just better without it. I feel better without it.
yeah, you definitely don't miss the hangovers.
Exactly, man. I don't at all.
So other than that, are you like physically active, or do you do any? You said you did rugby. Do you go to the gym, or how many times a week would you exercise? Let's just say.
Yeah, so I'll go to rugby on Tuesdays, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday I'll do like strength training and like stretching and some mobility stuff. So probably about four times a week, and then I'll try to walk every day at least
Okay.
once a day. Go for a walk. It's
Okay.
pretty
So you're
pretty active.
very active. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
definitely good. That's definitely could boost. It makes you look good. You feel good. I believe in that.
Mhm.
Um, so I think we covered everything for this intake. Uh, I was just wondering if you had any questions for me.
Um, no questions. I think you may have missed family history. Did you ask family history?
I was going to no, I was talking about family, but I thought like since you moved, I don't know, I didn't know how to bring it up. Seemed like it moved away from there, but no, I didn't. You
Hmm.
kind of talked about like your family and like what they're doing, but no, I didn't do that.
Hmm.
I didn't know
Well,
how to.
just
I wanted it to be seamless. I didn't want to just go like, oh wait, I forgot. But yeah.
yeah. Well, no. Well, no questions for you then.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool, man. That was really good. That was really good. It was really smooth. I didn't even feel like it was an intake process. Yeah, just the one thing I think maybe like it's probably okay to tell the client, hey, like this is an intake, so I'm gonna have to ask you some like things, like some important questions, like
Yeah.
family history, right? Like maybe my parents have anxiety issues or bipolar, and that's something you could miss, which could be important.
Oh, that's why. Okay, now I remember why I didn't ask it, because I was going to ask it, so I brought it back to if you had any other, because you're anxious about the baby on the way, and then I asked you if you had anxiety or any other problems in other areas in your life, and then you said no, not really. This is it. So I just kind of figured, I was like, okay, maybe. I know it's probably not good to assume that, but I just said I'll move on from there, because if you didn't, I was in my example, I was anxious, but also I was like, I connected to my mom being anxious because of the literal same predicament that we're both in. So that's why I didn't in the moment, but I was trying to keep it like a good flow or whatever. So I didn't want to, you know, get away from that.
Yeah, the flow is great, but like I think that's important stuff to get out on the question list. Ida, you muted.
Sorry, I said yeah, overall I feel the same. It was really good. The flow was great, but yeah, I guess you missed the question as well. When it's more conversational, it's so easy to miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to have the balance, but like I guess these are boxes we got to tick, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So I think that there's some questions we have to answer as a group actually for this exercise, for the paper.
Do you guys mind if I use the washroom real quick, like 2 minutes?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe for the second one, we should just do one. It's an act, because we've already done an hour and a half and only took one. I'm like,
Yeah, I agree.
It's good that we all did that one, but for the next one, one of us will be the observer. We'll just do one playthrough, because I don't want to. That's very time consuming. Yours finished. I think mine was almost 25 minutes. I feel like you're maybe 20 minutes for sure. 25 minutes that was. It felt like I'm not really keeping track of time.
Yeah, I'm so tired. Like I just want to be in bed.
Yeah, I was friggin'. I do live with my mom, but she doesn't really. I got as soon as I like kind of turned 18. When I get sick, it's my own problem. So I've just been rotting in bed like a slug. Like I can't. It sucks. So I just today it kind of got the strength to get up. So, but then I'm doing this. I'm just too tired to even.
Mine I couldn't imagine having COVID. Oh, mine are more like sinus issues, which gives me like a headache and like I feel tired
All
and like a lot of
connected.
pressure in my head.
Yeah. I'm addicted to nose spray. I probably should have talked about that. Like decongestion spray.
That's so funny. My boyfriend is as well.
Yeah, I've been taking it for 7 years every day.
Yep.
I have a deviated septum. I can't.
Mm.
Do you see how my nostrils are like deformed, kind of?
Oh, okay.
So
I actually
Thanks,
have a
guys.
deviated septum as well on both sides, but it doesn't
Wow.
go from outside, just from the inside. It goes like this, and then it goes like this.
Yeah, mine's like an S almost. Like it's down to the tip.
I also have one. Check it out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look how small this nostril is. It's useless.
So I always looked at it when I was younger. I was so insecure about it for some reason. I was like, my nose is so ugly. So I huff nose spray like crazy. I literally take the bottle and go like this. So when I'm sick, I use it every 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's the same with my boyfriend. Like he has one in his car. He has one like at my house. His house, he has like a lot as well. It's really bad habit though, because once you start, then you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
There's,
try to explain that to people like that. It's not like it's not like I'm like, oh, give me some nose spray. It's like if I don't take this nose spray, I'm gonna go
You
into a
can't breathe.
sickness. I can't breathe.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah.
there's a nose spray called Flonase. It's like a brand, unless you've heard of it, and you can use it
Good.
every single day. Like you can use it every day. It doesn't have any like harmful properties. It's not like your system becomes dependent on it. And like I've been using it every day since I got sick like a month or two ago. And man, it really like changes. It takes about 2 weeks. Use it every day for 2 weeks, and you can feel like a real difference.
Is it over the counter?
It's over the counter. You can use it. It's like it's all natural stuff. It's called Flonase. It's really good.
I'll
Yeah.
look into it. Yeah, no,
Seriously, check it out.
I will. Hopefully it's
Yeah.
here, like New Brunswick. Like it's so barren. We don't have a lot of things.
Yeah, you
So,
can order it online though. You can
I
definitely.
will. I'm
get it.
open. I tried all the brands.
All the
I'm like, Mom,
brands.
get me the Otriven extra strength. Get me the extra strength.
So my
Yeah.
boyfriend was able to quit for a bit. So the trick is like it's gonna be hard to put it away, and you have to like breathe through your mouth, but you get used to it after a while.
I quit for a bit when I went down to the Dominican. I don't know if it was the salt in the air, but I didn't use it all week, and I came home and I was off it. And my ex at the time, she was pumped for me. She was like starting to hide my bottles, and then I got sick. I just got sick, and then it just was like, oh my! I relapsed.
Back at it.
Yeah. So
It's so funny.
thought-
I've never heard of people addicted to nose spray. I've never.
I know. Well,
And
when
now
I was
there's
in high,
two.
yeah, there's two. In high school, I was addicted to eye drops because I used to get stoned every day.
Oh, yeah.
So when I went back to class, I would not. I was so sketched out. So I would need to take eye drops so my eyes weren't red. So I've been pretty screwed. I've been
Eye
around
drops, nose spray,
Imagine I get on the eardrops just for fun.
all the drops, baby. Okay, so we finished the first one, right? Oh wait, there's some
Yeah, but
other
I
stuff
think
here.
there's questions we have to answer.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Discuss with your group all aspects of the prompt together. For the purpose of this paper, consider the process you and your group went through in completing this exercise. Then, with critical thought and sport, discuss in a minimum of 250 words your group
No, that one's
No,
that's
these-
personal.
It's
Okay,
what
never mind.
important areas you think are missing that you would have liked to explore. Do you guys have any?
I think we could just say individually we all had an area like as an individual of each member of the group, we all had an area that we could work on. Like we all lacked in one area at least. For that one, do you guys think of anything else?
No, I think we already went through.
Yeah. How long did it took? About, I don't know,
20 minutes.
20
each,
minutes. Yeah.
Minimum, yeah.
And the client, did no one reacted negatively? I don't think to answer any questions. It
No.
seemed collaborative, right? Everyone?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. Cool. Easy. Let's move on.
Me and Ida were talking while you're gone for this next one. I think we should just do one run through because we've already been on we've been on for an hour and 40
Almost 2
already.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
cool.
for the sake of it was good because this one's also another acting one. So just for the sake of we've already got the practice there.
This is
If you're-
the boiling down the problem one, right?
Yeah, but this one I could have the observers actually play more of a role in this one. Record the helper's key statements that helped the client boil down into a workable contract. So this one's looking for future work, right? Goal work. Let me read this.
Yeah. So yeah, let me read it as well. Okay, yeah. And then then if you go to like the page 243, then there's techniques on like how to boil down the problem, and there's like 5 steps. So I guess you just have to go through those 5 steps, right?
In
Yeah,
the,
from what I remember, I think one is like summarizing.
Yeah. 2 is asking the client to identify most crucial problems, selecting the focal problem, changing the problem to a goal, and then making sure client and helper are clear and in agreement. That's boiling it down.
okay.
Okay, so if you guys want to do one right, who wants to do what?
I'll do any, whatever one you guys don't want to do, I'll do. So the observer that does have some stuff to do. It says to write down key statements that they did to boil it down, and then there's an observer 2 if there's more.
I think observer 2 just writes the goal at the end, right? The goal
Yeah.
that was
So
verbatim.
I'll be client. I guess I'll start. I'll be client, or I'll be anything. What do you guys want to do?
Are you okay with being a therapist, Dominic?
Me? Yeah, I can do
Do
it.
you want
Are you
to
sure?
be
If you don't want to, I can be.
No,
But
I don't mind. I don't mind.
okay.
get the
Yeah,
practice
whatever.
in?
Yeah, I'm happy to practice.
Okay.
It's up to you guys. It's
Um,
you.
Do
For
you
it,
want to be
I'm
client or
happy.
do you want to be observer? You have the pen ready. Do you want to be?
Yeah, I can be the observer.
So
Okay,
for
so
just the sake
Kobe
of,
being you,
yeah, I'll use the same situation.
and it says
work.
just we're gonna try to do for 5 minutes. That's what it says in the question. So I'm gonna set my watch, and I just want to
So
check. So basically,
No, I
you
think
have to identify my problem, my broad problem, and then identify the core problem, right?
wait a second. To
Is that-
complete this exercise in a short period of time, the helping client should spend only a small portion of the interview, perhaps 5 minutes, on the invitational and reflecting skills. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think only
Um,
that part is 5 minutes, and then like discussing the problem and trying to specify it, then you can take
Yeah.
however long you need.
Then the helper should immediately jump into the discussion of goals,
Yeah.
and then
Okay, so basically, yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna run through the steps with you pretty much,
okay,
I think, right?
Yeah, and so you have the same problem so that like you
Yeah,
remember his thing, right? Like with work and feeling overwhelmed, and basically his thing was that when he sits down, he feels guilty because he feels he gets to work.
hmm
Okay.
Okay,
I'm just
so
gonna keep the same situation. Yeah.
so should I just pretend that then like me and you already discussed all of that
Yeah.
stuff?
Do you want let's just briefly, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's
Well,
spend the 5 minutes of kind of getting our bearings, because it says only spend 5 minutes. So like we'll just like summarize what we've already talked
Okay.
about, like literally when we were doing it. And
Yep.
then you're gonna jump into like goal setting, like precision, what will
Okay, I might like, all right. I might, never mind. Let's go.
or if you want to jump right into the problem, we can.
No, let's do that. I think that's a better idea. It's a better idea.
Get the
Let's spend a few minutes just like getting an idea of all the problems. And
So maybe you just ask me what brought me in here today,
Yeah.
and then I'll just tell you what my problem is, and then we'll spend 5 minutes just going back and forth about my problem only, and then you'll
Perfect.
start thinking about goals.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hi, Kobe. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for asking. Just tell me a little bit about what brought you in today.
Basically, I've been, as I said in our last session, that I recently took on the responsibility of buying a house. So I have house payments now, and I feel a lot of pressure and anxiety to work to get it paid, because I have a good paying job, but not necessarily a high paying job. So it's a lot of pressure. And yeah, I feel overwhelmed because I don't want to miss payments. I want to get it done.
So you've got mortgage payments that are due every month, and that's giving you a lot of sort of anxiety. I think you mentioned some
Yeah.
overwhelm. You're feeling a lot of pressure, basically.
Yeah.
The job that you've got it's a good paying job, but you said that it's not as high maybe as would make you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
More
for
comfortable?
sure. Yeah, because I feel like if I had a high paying job, I could balance my life and work a
Mhm.
little bit better, because since I don't have that high paying job, I need to work an exponential amount more, almost double, I would say.
Mm.
I'll just tell you, I make 28 an hour. It's good for New Brunswick, but it's not like crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
so it was enough money to make me think that I could achieve this goal, but it wasn't enough to, I didn't think about it, maybe, you know.
Mm. Mhm. Okay, so it's pretty good, relatively speaking, but you've taken on this very big commitment, financial commitment, and it's like you've just got to keep grinding to, pay off your commitments.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're working, more than your average person, and maybe don't have enough time for yourself. Would you say that's also a problem as well?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I work, I think 109 hours a week, or a pay, not a week, but a pay period.
Mm-hmm.
So some closer to 60 hours a week, I would say, a week, um, on the high end. And but I also, go to the gym. I'm in my school, and on weekends I need to uh, fix up the house. It's a fixer upper. It wasn't like a crazy house. It was like a good price. Still a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it sounds like you're a very busy person. You've got school going on. You've got mortgage payments that you have to make every month. You're working almost double what most people do. Would you say that you are maybe lacking some personal time and some social time, some like self-care time?
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any. Even when I do, it's on the other weekend. Like, I basically feel like I'm working 12 on, 2 off. That's the best way I'd
Mm-hmm.
put it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And are you doing any socializing, any pleasurable activities at all?
On the Sunday at the end, I'll typically go to um the pub, or I'll go to the pub, and I'll try to meet my friends on Sunday, but I don't always get to see them all. And if they're busy, I will straight up just go with my parents, just
Mm-hmm.
to get that uh, decompression.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so let's summarize just for a moment. You've got a mortgage that you want to pay off. That's a very big commitment for someone at your age.
Yeah.
You're working a lot of hours. Is the work that you do, is it rewarding? Is it stressful? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It is rewarding, but me as a person, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't feel rewarding. I know it's rewarding, but
Mm-hmm.
me personally, I just don't care. I'm just doing
Mm-hmm.
it, and I know it's a means to contribute to what I'm going to be doing in school. It's a good stepping stone. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing it, because it help. I want to help people, but also it's not very enjoyable a lot of the times. But
Mm-hmm.
I know it's rewarding, but I don't think that way. I don't think in that
Sure.
dimension. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then let's get back to summarizing, but thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Sorry, what
Oh,
did you
okay.
say?
No, no, that's all right. So I said let's get back to summarizing. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay.
Okay, so we've discussed the mortgage and the pressure that's put on you to work almost double what most people do.
Hmm.
We've mentioned that you don't have a lot of personal time for socializing, for decompression, although you do have some on Sundays. And basically, we touched on the anxiety that this is bringing you, right? That's one
Hmm.
of the emotional issues. Does that sound like everything we've
Yeah.
mentioned so far?
Yeah. That sums it
Okay,
up perfectly.
awesome, thank you. Okay, so basically, because we have limited time together, I want to honor your time. It sounds like you're very busy. You are very busy. I want to honor your time and your money. So, what would you say out of all of the issues right now is the most crucial problem that we can identify and begin to work on first and foremost?
Probably, that's a hard question. Probably, sorry, somebody came home.
Right.
Probably just maybe time management.
Mm,
Maybe look into how I could divvy up my hours spent where. I also forgot to mention that I don't have to work that much. I just have, because there's a minimum payment. So I'm trying, but I'm overpaying to
mm,
get it done faster because I
mm,
want it off my plate. So maybe look into time management or allocating my time differently. So maybe it
mhm.
will take longer, but I just need to be talked through that maybe and how I
Okay.
should go about it.
Okay, so we've got time management. That's something we could work on, but there's also the important factor, I think, that you don't have to be working crazy hours that might be depriving you of some of your other pleasures in life. Would you consider entertaining the idea of working a little bit less and having some more personal time? Is that off the table?
That's something I could I thought about honestly as I was talking to you about it. But
Mm-hmm.
then I think for what purpose? To my friends are also, we all kind of grew up. We're 23. They chill and live with their girlfriends, and I see mine any time I'm off, really. So, what would be the purpose if I get all this extra time to them just tell me they're busy or they don't want to do anything? Because
Mm-hmm.
maybe they will at first because they're excited to see me, but then it will get old, and then I'm just sitting, wasting time. That's what it comes back to.
Mm. Okay, so you feel like maybe having extra time wouldn't be as rewarding or beneficial as you might think.
Yeah, but maybe it could be. I don't know, like really, what would I do if I'm not working or studying?
Mm.
Maybe drinking more, laying
Mm-hmm.
down, but those aren't, I enjoy doing those things, but it's just maybe I need somebody to tell me that it's a good idea, so I'm not so overworked.
Mm. Okay, well, I think there's some beliefs in there and some thoughts around working hard and what it means to you that we could definitely look at unpacking because um, it sounds like you don't let yourself rest without guilt. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Hmm. Okay. So that's really important information, and that's something I definitely think we should work on. Let's maybe put the focal point onto those two issues, right? Understanding maybe why you feel like you can't let yourself rest without guilt, and at the same time organizing your time to a more efficient degree. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to look at um, maybe resting without guilt and how that can look on a day-to-day basis. And we're going to look at organizational time management skills, right?
Yeah,
For now, there are other things we can work on, but let's try and get the best bang for buck.
correct.
Okay. So let's now try and look at these issues as though they're challenges and goals and not significant problems, right? So tell me, how do you think we can frame the time organization and the time management skills in a way that actually amounts to a goal and not a problem?
Um, Maybe finding a way to use my time in a way that I deem uh not like I'm wasting time, but Doesn't have to be work. Maybe that I'm not just doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
So
like, sorry, please continue.
frame it like that it is still efficiently used.
Okay, so what, like, let's try to run through an imaginary example. What would a day or a week, let's start with a day, nice and simple. What would a day look like for you if all of your time is managed as efficiently as possible, and you feel, or you think you would feel like you've managed your time effectively? What would that look like on a day-to-day basis, do you think?
Do a shift at work,
Mm-hmm.
and then going to the gym for even if it's a 30 minutes at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
just going to the gym at all, and doing something in school, not just looking at it, but doing a task in school. So whether it be writing a rough draft on an assignment, reading a chapter, or doing all the readings, even just doing, not just starting, finishing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it builds up quick, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to
Mm-hmm.
feel like I think a lot of my thing is accomplishing something, feeling accomplished. And then after that, those three things, then I allow myself to have a shower, have a bath, and typically I want to at least have enough time to watch a movie before bed. I do that
Mm-hmm.
every day. Get into
Mm-hmm.
bed. I'm exhausted. That would be, I guess, 5 things, but mainly 4: work, school, gym, movie, on my phone. That's my time. That would be efficient day.
Okay, awesome. So that's basically, I think, the goal, right? That that would be your schedule Monday to Friday, because you work Monday to Friday, and you said sometimes some weekends as well, correct?
Yeah.
Mm.
One off, one on.
Okay. Okay, so let's just keep it Monday to Friday. So I think then the most current practical goal would just be to split. That was a five component split, right? So would you say then that's something in terms of the time management that you can focus on as your current goal / challenge? It's just having that 5 component daily split.
Yeah. Except for the work. The work I could not do. But when you said that, I also thought maybe one day I could devote more time to one thing than another.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe on Monday, I'll do more schoolwork after. Don't go to the gym. More schoolwork, and maybe not watch a full movie, maybe a TV show. And then
Mm-hmm.
maybe on Tuesday, I could go to the gym for full session. And then, since I did more schoolwork, I don't have to. And then I'll go to the gym longer. And then, therefore, I can have more time to rest in bed. And then
Mm-hmm.
the next day, back to school, and then do it that way. Because the
Mm-hmm.
school, but I have to work first before all, because the school is more demanding than the gym and the movie time.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe instead of divvying that, I could do focus days. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Just kind of split it up a little bit and just put a bit more time into some things and have a bit more recreational time, almost like a reward, almost, right?
Yeah, because then fitting with like how I feel, if I work double the school on Monday, I wouldn't feel as guilty not doing any school
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that will fix my problem. Maybe I'll try that.
Okay, cool. So I think that's pretty good, right? That's like the 5 component split with a bit more emphasis on school on one day and recreation on the other, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like let's make that our goal for this week, and then next week let's review on how that went. And also just on the concept, because you spoke a lot about accomplishment. I'm detecting that as a significant factor in your life. It seems to mean a lot to you. This having the sense of accomplishment.
Hmm.
And I think
For
that
sure.
might be correlated to your inability to rest without guilt.
Yeah.
So what do you think just during the week as well? What do you think you could do to understand a bit more about this desire to accomplish and how it may be maybe negatively affecting you?
I don't know how I could understand it, but I could definitely tell that it's making me exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm exhausted, and I also am stressed. Because believe me, there are days where I feel like saying I don't want to go to work, and I want to call my buddies and go to a patio somewhere and just spend a paycheck.
Sure.
You know, those days come, but you can't do that because that will set you back, and it's a bad habit. So I don't know how I could necessarily, you know, but I do definitely see what you're trying to say, but I don't know how I could notice that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just because one of the other goals we want to kind of look at is just trying to get you to enjoy or be a bit more recreational without so much guilt, right?
Mm.
Mm.
So I think that as of right now, I do like the sounds of the first goal that we set with, you know, breaking it up a little bit so there is more rest, because on those days that I'm working, I'll dread them, but I'll feel like I got so much done. And then the other days I can just veg and sit there.
So you'll feel accomplished, and then you'll feel like you deserve to chill out and enjoy a little bit because of that, right?
And then maybe after that, it might turn into taking a weekend off.
Nice.
Probably not though.
Okay, well, I'm liking the ambition, and I think we've got some pretty good goals to work on practically for the next week, and then to refer back to next week. Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay, awesome, Kobe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cool.
That was good. I think that one's definitely difficult to think, because now we're actually going against. She told us not to do that at all, but now we're gonna have to start doing that. Look at not solutions but goals. It's kind of a solution.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to make sure like that you come up with it, you know?
Yeah, like you're probing.
Yeah.
To get some answers.
Yeah, so I don't want to tell you how to do it.
Yeah, but you were probably thinking. I was almost thinking maybe I should just take a fucking weekend off.
Yeah, like chill out, bro. Shit.
I'll go on a bender.
Yeah, when you went back to like time management rather than working on not feeling guilty when you take some time off, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the deep stuff right there, and I wanted to come back to that because I was like, this man needs to feel accomplished, otherwise he cannot rest, and that's. I could even feel you now, Kobe. You're like, nah, I don't want to talk about that shit.
I'll go.
Yeah, there were like two things that he said. It sets you back, and it's a bad habit. So it's like it's like this underlying belief that if you rest or you have time for yourself, it's a bad habit. But you know, some may say that it's actually self-care and it's needed.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for sure. I used to be a self-care before. But the thing is too, like, if I were to do that, I'm the type of person, I'll say this, like what I'm saying, a lot of what I'm saying is true. I do get carried away. So if I got a weekend off, I will just ruin it. I'll get some beer and I'll assemble a crew and I will just go until Sunday. Like I'll wake up like friggin' outside or something. I'll be like, what the hell just happened? It's not an issue. It's just like I let loose. Maybe it is an issue, but these things.
So all or nothing, basically. I'm either gonna go all out and have a lot of fun, or I'm not gonna have fun at all and I need to work.
When I'm dieting too, like if I diet when I'm dieting, I will I won't eat anything. But if I do, if like my parents do get pizza, I'll be going good all day. And my parents bring home pizza for dinner, and I'll look at it, and then I'll have one. I'll be like, man, I already just went over there. Like, come on. And then I'll just have four. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like that's just who I am as a person.
Yeah, it's
I
all. It
gotta
sounds
do.
like all or nothing in everything that you do, including
Yeah.
work, right, and abstinence.
Yeah, I should probably be a little bit more like that in school. I am honestly lazy in school. But I get the job done. I have good grades, but I definitely could be you know. But that was good. I liked that activity. It's definitely difficult, especially if we have to do that every time. Do you think you do have to do that probably at the end of every session, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we have to do it like at some point, right?
I don't think every session, because I think that it's like you do one goal and then the next session is going to be talking about the goal, and then once that goal is complete, then you see if there are other things you have to tackle.
And they might need to
Exactly. Yeah.
keep at that goal, right?
Yeah. It could be like that. Could
Okay.
be the only thing we focus on for like 6 months,
Okay.
possibly,
Yeah.
right?
It depends on the person, the goal,
Mm.
etc. So I have to
Talk
let's
about
see.
your observations.
Yes. Let's see what the first one was. Or oh yeah, it's just basically the key statements. That's what it was. Okay, so what I have here.
You're
Oh,
lagging a little bit.
you glitched out a second. Will you say that again?
Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one is, what is the most crucial problem? That's what you said. That was a really good starter to narrow it down. And then when you asked, would you entertain the idea of working less? So I think that was also crucial because it was like he mentioned that he doesn't have to work, but he's kind of wants to like over accomplish things and not just pay the minimum. Um, so I think that statement did a good job of trying to see, can your goal be to get him to work less, basically, or is that just off the table? And it's collaborative too. You said you don't let yourself rest without guilt. And then that kind of opened a whole can of worms where he went on about accomplishment more. Um, kind of understand, you said that it's maybe we can like talk about understanding why you can't rest without feeling guilty. And then also he added more to that. And I think that's when he mentioned that it's a bad habit. You set yourself back. And then the fifth one that really narrowed it down was, what would your day-to-day look like when you feel like you're managing your time effectively? And then that's when he said the 5 things, and you were able to. And but then there was more, because afterwards you kind of said that you mentioned the guilt thing again, but he said no, I rather work on time management. So that was very collaborative. And
No, that was good.
Nice. Yeah, that was cool.
I think there was like a second observer questions. I honestly didn't get a chance. Let's see what it
I think the
was.
second one was a little easier from what I could see.
Is it simple and specific? Um,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Once we found it.
Is it positively stated? I think so. It was what he should do and not something he shouldn't do. So it was like what he would gain, and it was time management.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, motivated to achieve collaboratively and realistic. Yeah, because then you talked about how some days you can do more of something and then other days, whatever. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got it.
Cool. Yeah, that was
That was
that was
good.
an interesting one. Yeah.
And that one was good even as like for the observer to actually have a more of a role in
Active
that
role.
one. Yeah, instead of just like kind of what'd you think? So that one
Yeah.
was definitely a good one.
Hmm.
So do you guys want to stay on this one anymore? Talk about anything else, or move on to
I'm good to move on.
activity
Good to move
3?
on
Yeah.
to.
So I think I actually wrote something for activity 3.
This is page 305, right?
I think so.
Is it the praise one?
Yeah.
Yeah, using praise.
Oh, so we have to actually like talk about it in relation to our PAS ones.
Yeah. Did you guys want to take a minute to look over it, or I could even say mine out loud to kind of give an idea? There's a table you have to look at.
Is it the self-assessment on page 334?
Yeah, you kind of have to bounce around a bit there.
Sorry, on what page?
334. There's a self-assessment like thing in the exercises. Oh, and there's a table, yeah.
So yeah, you had to use a self-assessment and then apply that to your past one. If you remember your past one, it's not actually that hard. I just used like a simple, which one, it's kind of hard. It was kind of a limiting list I found. Um, um, and then refine the praise into encouragement, and then try to reflect what you need to improve on.
Oh yeah, so you basically just have to like assess yourself relative to these statements and your PAS one performance, right? That's it.
Do you guys want to hear what I said for it? I actually wrote
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So for the statement I chose was I use praise about the right amount. There's the one about using praise. I use praise about the right amount, maybe once a session. I chose this because I don't think I overuse direct praise very often, but during my PSA one, I noticed that I naturally try to comfort clients and help reduce their discomfort quickly. So I didn't sit on the silences very well. Like when she would, I would just talk. One example was when I suggested that maybe my client should stay where she was at until she felt more comfortable moving on. Looking back, I realized I may have shifted too quickly into reassurance and problem solving instead of allowing the client to explore the emotions more first. And then this actively helped me better understand the difference between praise and encouragement and rescuing clients from discomfort. So, I try to understand what she was going through. Her example is kind of hard, but then like she would sit, and then I would try to. It was our first time, right? I'm interested to see how we're gonna do it. Anyway, that's what I put. I don't know if I did it right or.
I think so. Yeah, I actually watched your video, your interview, your first PAS one. Yeah, I noticed
You
that.
see what I mean, though? It's kind of hard. Her example was just hard because everyone else is doing like emotionally, like problems emotionally, but hers is like my job,
practical.
my practical, and it was like, it was kind of hard. But yeah, so I wasn't really praising her in it because actually I was praising her, like good job on the job, but like
Yeah, there was definitely some praise. There was some praise for sure, I think.
I'm like blanking. I don't really remember. Like I remember generally, but I don't remember if you praised her.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's why I tried to relate it to. I was wondering if we were able to choose our own statement. I didn't overuse direct praise often at all. So I think the statement, it's a self-reflecting. I need to look at this. I'm going to close this up because I got to actually look at the book. Yeah, it's self-reflecting, right?
Like where on page 334, like what sentence is it talking about?
Go to the self-assessment using praise. It's like at the bottom of 334.
And then you kind of fill it out yourself, right? You choose like which one you want to do, which one was most applicable to your past one.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
See, for me, it's 3:35.
Yeah, it's like on the cusp, I think.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Can you guys see me right now?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Cool. I don't have to use my notes anymore then. I don't know. Last time you guys couldn't.
Yeah, true. Well, I don't know if you guys have seen mine, but I think like I didn't really use much of either. Um, I use encouragement, I think more, but I didn't really use much of either. I remember there was a statement I said, thank you for being open and honest. I really appreciate your time and energy, which is like basically an encourager to be like, I appreciate you continuing to tell me what's going on in your life honestly. And like, I appreciate you doing so, which is kind of more of an encourager than anything else. But I think I said that once. And apart from that, there was like not much praise or encouragement, really. Just that
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, we weren't really told to do that.
Yeah.
Or I think we just kind of would have had to do it naturally.
Yeah, for me, I think I just thanked her as well. I don't know, that day is such a blank for me because it was one of the
Mm,
days I actually had really bad insomnia and I have dry eyes and I didn't have my eye drop with me. I forgot it during the session. So I was like trying to, I was like blinking funny and then like, I don't know, it was just half asleep during it. So I have to watch it back. I don't know.
mm. Yeah, I watched mine back just because I was like, I don't know if I'm praised or did any of that. So I watched it a little bit earlier just to see, and I was like, I didn't really do either of those things. I didn't really know you,
The only
as you said,
praise
had
that
to.
comes to mind isn't actually mine, but I don't know why I remember it. It was someone in your group actually. I don't remember her name, but she was the one with the glasses.
In my group.
Yeah.
I
So somebody was, I think it was Emon was the client, and
yes,
she said that I worry about good grades or something, or like right now
yes,
I have a 4.0 GPA and that gives me like anxiety because I feel like I have to like do good in school. And then the therapist, I can't remember her name, but she was like she gave a
Mackenzie.
praise and was like, well, good job. That's such a good like mark to have or whatever, great to have. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, no, it's 100% right. And then even the professor was like, "Be careful doing that because you don't know what the client's feelings are around that."
Yeah, it's kind
Right?
of yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that was a place where praise was like inappropriate. Could have been like, "Oh,
uh,
you seem to value working hard." Right? That's like more of an encourager.
Yeah.
did you guys go on look at figure 12.2?
For which question is that?
It's for 3, but it's on 307.
Well,
It ties in, I'm pretty sure, to this. Because it on page
yes.
34.
Yeah, the
So this one
comparison of
it
encouragement and
tells the
praise.
difference. Yeah. And this question is all about praise or so that like that's why I was when I was reading through like I thought maybe I could because I didn't praise but I encouraged too much.
Mm.
Go back to 334.
I think you offered some pretty good encouragement. Like you were saying that she, from what I remember, um, like has made good business or made good like work decisions, or like values, doing a good job, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like can motivate, inspire, still confidence, that kind of thing.
Okay. So the self-assessment using praise review the difference between praise and encouragement. Yeah, that's where it is on table. And then it goes, do you tend to use praise in your sessions, saying good, and that's great when a client makes a positive step? When do you use praise in interacting with friends and family? And then you fill this out. I overuse praise, evaluating the client too much. Or I don't understand this one. Maybe I did do it wrong.
I think you just have to like
You choose one, right?
yeah, choose which one sums you up the most right now, your
Or-
current abilities. And then you back that up basically with something from the PAS one.
Okay. Okay, that's where I got it from. Yeah, okay. But I was bringing it back to encouragement. This one's about praise, so I feel like that's why I did it wrong. I used praise just once, the right amount, or I don't know. I did not use much encouragement or praise at all. Oh, then it's talking about praise in one. Why does one say
You just have to choose
overuse?
you just have to choose one of those statements and see which one actually fits your. It says here, consider how this manifested in your PAS one during your group discussion. Consider what statement on page 334, such as our overused praise, fits your current ability and share this with your group. So which of those statements, if any, makes the most sense for your current ability, and then use PAS one to substantiate that, you know?
Okay, let me reset mine. I didn't understand what this was. Okay. I'm gonna switch. Let me go look at my thing here. I did praise the right amount. I'm gonna switch to I used encouragement. Okay, yeah, that makes way more sense now. The same I chose was I use encouragement rather than praise most of the time. I chose this because I don't think I overuse direct praise very often, but during my PSA one, I noticed I naturally try to comfort clients and reduce their discomfort quickly. One example is when I suggested that maybe the client should stay where she was at until she felt more comfortable moving on. Looking back, I realized I may have shifted too quickly into reassurance and problem solving instead of allowing the client to explore more deeply. Okay, yeah, there. That's my answer for this. I was encouraging her to stay and look at all the steps rather than praise her.
Well, first things first, it says we should talk about the difference as a group between praise and encouragement.
Okay.
Discuss the difference between praise and encouragement and explore your own behaviors when it comes to these terms. I honestly haven't read chapter 11. I'm on like halfway through chapter 10. Or actually I'm almost done chapter 10.
It's fine. It's not that hard. If you guys know what praise and encouragement is, we can all kind of just, I guess, agree on it, right?
So praise is more like okay, so it says the purpose is to maintain or strengthen the specific behavior. Whereas the purpose of encouragement is to motivate, inspire, and instill confidence.
Yeah, like this table's really good in breaking down the difference. You know, because like if you praise someone when they do well, then they now have the pressure to maintain doing well all the time, right? And that could be a problem with like a client. Because like let's say they don't do well or they don't do their homework, and then you always praise them when they do, then they're like looking for praise and they feel like they failed, you know. But encouragement's really good because you're not actually praising, you're not actually rewarding the outcome. You're talking about the effort they put in, regardless of the outcome. So it's more like it motivates, inspires, instead of encourages someone to maintain a specific behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think.
And they're also two different like things in the sense that maybe in one situation a client needs to be encouraged, like they are down in the dumps and they want to give up. You're not going to praise them for that behavior. You're going to encourage them to get up or whatever the case is, like keep trying. and then you praise them once they took your encouragement and advice. Then you would praise. It's almost, I feel like it just goes hand in hand, kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Does the book say that praising is appropriate at all?
I think you basically never praise. Like you just never praise. I think because it's you always want to be processed. Like you don't want to focus on the outcome, right? Because then if when a client does well, you praise them. When they do badly, what do you like? You know, can't praise them, and then they don't get praised, and it's like they learn to favor those outcomes, but that doesn't give them like the right anymore to make mistakes. You know, or they're afraid of making mistakes. So it's like
And they
I think
also want to seek.
Praising can
They
be
want to
like
seek
enabling.
validation from us too.
yeah, and that's a problem, right?
Yeah, exactly. And enabling of like kind of thing. No, I wouldn't say bad thoughts or behaviors, but things that are unhealthy. Like for example, the 4.0 GPA, wanting to be perfect and do perfect all the time and then praising that, then it's kind of enabling that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Instead of praising that, just being like, it sounds like you value hard work, you know. And I think that's an encouraging, because you could be like, I got a C, but I worked so hard, and you could say like, sounds like you value hard work, you know. It's like you'd say that to someone either way, and it's not gonna undermine the C, and it's not gonna like make it weird about the A, you know. I don't think.
Yeah, it sounds like praise is more like a roadblock, if anything. Like
Mm.
it will cause confusion, and encouragement seems like something that we'll have to be doing more frequently.
Yeah,
So,
like examples, like you've been working hard on that project for a month, you really stayed with it, and like the project could be a failure, right? But you still want to offer that encouragement so that people continue doing it. So you'd be like, you really stuck with it, even though like it was terrible. For example, you know,
yeah,
you
yeah,
really
maybe
stuck with
maybe
it.
instead of praise, you acknowledgement.
Mm,
Yes, exactly. You know, that's a good word.
that's a good one.
I'm just reading because like it's kind of like complicated. So I'm just reading the examples, you know. And like it sounds like you've done a lot to make sure that you're not falling back into your old pattern. How have you done that? Like someone who's like an alcoholic and they're like so close to drinking and they feel terrible. They really feel like shit and they're not in a good place. There's nothing to praise there necessarily, but you might be like you maybe there is a bit of praise there because they didn't drink. But let's say they drank, but they only drank a little bit, right? And you're like, wow, you really like worked as hard as you could on that. Well done, for example, you know.
That reminds me of like relapse, how it's not really preventative, but it's something we can discuss with clients that it's something that could happen and how to basically handle it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You can encourage them after a relapse because a relapse is like negative, right? But it's not our job to be like, you fucked up, bro. It's not our job, you know. Sorry for swearing, by the way. I know it's
All good. I've been letting them loose.
yeah, Kobe, you set us off last time. Yeah. But I think it's our job to encourage, regardless of the outcome. You know, like there's like in the first section, it's like you're not supposed to be outcome focused, right? Appreciate the effort more than the outcome.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think like in the text it says that it's really important to maintain hopeful so that they could be motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it goes hand in hand in encouragement, because if they feel like you've lost hope, then they're not going to put in the effort, and it's just a slippery slope.
Exactly. Like us as therapists, like we shouldn't like we you can't lose hope if they didn't do something, right? We have to look at not the outcome, but like their process of what happened and why. You know, because I'm sure a lot of our clients sometimes will like they won't do the homework or they'll do the bad thing that they've been doing, you know, and we can't be like disappointed in that. We have to look at like what went into that for them.
I feel
I
like
think-
too, a lot of people look at like therapy as the solution. So like they can go about their life, and then they just go to therapy, and then we'll have the answers or we'll help them. So like I know people that don't do their homework around me, but they'll still, the therapy is the help. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But they're like they don't really take the necessary steps. You know what I mean, to get better. Like, and I'm talking from like a friend perspective, not like a therapist or whatever, right? So like this girl that I'm friends with will go to her therapist every week, but then I'm like asking her, I'm like, so what are you doing? She's like, no, like, oh, I go out too much, and then I freaking see her on her story, she's out. Like, come on now. Like, I don't know what the therapist is saying, but if that's your central problem, like, what are you not doing your home? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But then she goes to therapy and cry, like, you know. So I don't know. People do gotta accept their homework is what I'm getting at. Like it's just as important.
Yeah, like how do you manage? Like, what would be your approach in that situation? Like, you can't praise, like praise is out the window, but how do you encourage a client when they're not making progress? They're not following their homework or their own goals,
So I think
Yeah,
maybe
it's the hard.
changing the goals and changing your method. Maybe seeing why they can't comply with the homework and just tweaking it, or just digging deeper and seeing what like the root causes why they can't just, I don't know, comply.
Yeah. Like, is it even like your goal if you're
Yeah.
not doing it consistently, But we gotta encourage them during this process, right? I think it's even good just from like the therapist perspective is to have like a process orientation instead of an outcome orientation.
So is this it for this exercise, I think? Or
I think so. Maybe like yeah, just based on my personal thing. Like I didn't really use praise or encouragement very much. I used encouragement like once, and I've got a sentence from my PAS one to back that up. But like that's all I've got on that.
That's all do you have any? What do you think, Ida?
yeah, I don't think I used any really. I mean, I did like thank her for opening up to me, I think. But other than that, no, I don't think I used it either. I mean, I will definitely have to watch it again, but from what I remember, I don't think so. Do you remember, Kobe, for me?
I do remember you thanking her, and like then it's like brings you back to what is praise, because you acknowledged every time a point would be made or every time you went through sections. I remember, but no, I don't remember. Like it just depends on what you really think praise is. But I'm not sure. I think that's something. I think it's good maybe that we didn't praise. She probably would have called us out.
Yeah, yeah, because I think she did mention it for, I can't remember her name, but the one example I gave, like the
Yeah.
prof did mention it.
I've only watched like a little bit of each of them. I've only seen Kobe's, but I haven't seen yours either. But I'm gonna look back on mine again just to make sure. Maybe we all should. But I don't think it was like a lot because we haven't gone over this. It wasn't part of the skills assessment thing, so I don't think it was
No.
very common for anyone yet.
On your day-to-day, do you think you use encouragement more or praise?
I probably praised more of my friends.
Me too.
Build
Me
build
too.
people
too.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm like, that
do
was
you
a
guys?
great whatever job.
Yeah, even if you don't even think it was that good of a job,
Yeah.
people like feeling good, so
Yeah.
I'll give it to them.
No, me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, you go, girl. You can't do no wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. Should I read the exercise out to see if we missed anything or just the actual
Sure.
thing? So this is a group exercise. The number in the group should be 3 to 4. Please follow the directions fully within the group. discuss the difference between praise and encouragement. Okay, we did that. And explore your own behaviors when it comes to these terms. Consider how these manifested in your PSA 1. During the group discussion, consider what statement on page, such as I overuse praise, fits your current ability, and share this with your group. With your group, explain why this statement has been determined to be true for you with at least one example from your PSA 1. After the group discussion is complete, reflect on the conversation. Your submission should include, okay, so everything we just talked about. Basically, when
Yeah.
you guys are writing it, just read this meticulously and try to, your submission should include your chosen statement from the text, examples from your PSA 1 that supports your chosen statement, and an explanation of your choices of responses. If you would do anything differently or not, and why. Provide. Okay, so I think we can move on to the next one. If you guys are down, this one sounds like we gotta. I
Yep.
think we did what we had to do.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so for the next one, it's on page 79 to 84, or go through the self-assessment, and then on page 86 is the group exercise. I think I could be wrong. Please follow the instructions carefully. Read through the designated pages. Okay, concentrating on the term broaching and the examples in the self-assessment. For the purpose of this paper, consider broaching with your group and how it might take place, and why in a session with a client you can utilize the statements, or why in the statement, or why in the session it might be important to use. Utilize the statements on page 86. The example, your client does not speak English very well, and which states that I mentioned, to help generate conversation, then with crucial thought and support. So basically, you guys think we should go over those statements with broaching, talk about what broaching is, and then go over the statements and see.
Yeah, just give me one sec. Okay, yeah. So we're going to utilize the statements on page 86, and then consider broaching with your group and how this might take place and why in a session with a client. You can utilize the statement on page 86, okay, to help generate conversation. So we're just gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. So which one of these scenarios we might find challenging to accept, I think. Read the following descriptions and check those that might currently be a challenge for you to accept.
The client does not speak English very well, which is to say outside of the mainstream culture, interacting mainly with their own community. Well, that would be difficult, I think, because I only speak English fluently, at least. So that would be very difficult to manage. It wouldn't be difficult to accept, but that would be like a difficult practical situation to handle, I think, for me.
Yeah, I mean, how would we go about it if we don't speak the same languages?
There's some things about getting a translator. I've seen that. And then you can also use online, translating things.
Yeah.
Or maybe if it's too difficult, maybe it'd be even appropriate to refer to another therapist or helper that does speak the language.
Yeah, just think about how much time that might take to translate, depending on that could be a waste of money, you're spending half a session just translating. And they can speak to someone.
Yeah, and you're not connecting on that deeper level because you can't understand, because they can't describe to you perfectly, and even the mistranslation, so it's definitely difficult.
Yeah. I think it would be a challenge, but yeah, I try my best, but referring might be the best option.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I speak Farsi, so if he doesn't or she doesn't speak English but speaks Farsi, I'm okay with that. But other than that, no.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move to the next one?
Yeah, we missed I think we missed one.
Oh, that was
Maybe
the
that's
first
just how-
one.
Oh shit, I put them in the wrong order. Okay, let's just do this next one. Your client is a Muslim and believes that the answers to life's problems are in the teaching of Islam.
That would be a challenge for me.
Okay, elaborate.
Because I don't really know the Quran well. Also I'm biased. So
Like Christian bias.
Christian bias, and then also like I don't know if this is okay to say. It's like I guess it's not political, but like back home, like it's not safe for me because I'm like minority. And it's like under like a theocracy, so like my country's basically ruled by religious dictators that like enforce Islam.
So that would be like hard for you to have a client who's like super Muslim, right? And you might be like, it might be difficult for you to stay objective.
Yeah,
And
I know
especially
it's
if he has
definitely
an
something
idea
I
of what
have to
he
work
thinks.
on. So like I don't know, it's like tricky though.
Sure.
And like especially if he has an idea of what he thinks, like if he figured out like you're from the same area, if he thinks you should be a certain way in particular since you're from there, or
Yeah,
so
exactly.
maybe that could aggravate. If we're using a guy as an example, maybe even women.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely. I would try to remove myself. I would remove. I do it even in daily basis too. Like I would remove my religion from it, and I would be purely a therapist. I would be trying to understand their belief, but I wouldn't get offended in any way from my beliefs. I would remove that from myself and like be the bigger person essentially. Like not like especially if they started hating on or even asking me personal questions. I say no, here for you, and like let's talk about Islam and those beliefs. So I guess trying to adjust would be something I would do to try to keep conversation flowing.
No, that's good. I think I'd be in a similar position to you because like I didn't tell you guys in the previous like when we were talking about like my personal intake, but I'm actually Jewish. I don't like practice. I'm not religious, but like I don't tell people that because I don't feel safe telling people that. I don't even want to tell you guys that. So like if my client was Muslim and it was like trying to like, I'm not saying this person is radical, but in my mind, there's those associations, So that would be hard for me because I'd be like, what if this person is radical and they find out that I'm Jewish? Like this could be a big problem, and then that might really affect my like way of operating. I would try and do my best, Kobe. I would try to do my best, like how you said. I try to put my stuff aside, but I think it was something I also have to work on, like you said, Ida.
Yeah, me too. It's definitely something I have thought about because obviously like Toronto, it's multicultural and there's like different religions. So, but it's hard because it's so hard to like take out. I don't want to say politics, but just especially now what's going on with the world. I don't know, man.
It is awkward. It's an awkward subject.
It's tough. It would be really tough because
Yeah,
I
and I'm
know.
like scared even talking about it because like I don't like the cancel culture and stuff. So
Yeah, I don't even want to offend any of you guys if I say something like not that I would try to be insensitive, but acknowledging the difference. It's like an elephant in the room. You know what I mean? Especially if these examples are the reason why we're maybe thinking that this guy's an extremist is because the examples are extreme. This guy is a Muslim and he is serious about it. Like that's our heads going there off what we know. And like all of them are pretty like 70-year-old. I've seen one. Where is it? 70-year-old conservative Christian male who believes homosexuality is sinful. There's the picture that we're painting. Like, we know who that guy is, or I know exactly who that guy is. Probably point out there and show you one. So yeah, do you guys want to move on to the next one?
Sure.
Yeah.
But that just on a side note, this is good because it's actually getting us to broach. We're all talking
Yeah.
about our own stuff, like gently, because we don't want to like affect anyone else, but we're also doing it, you know, like well, I think.
Yeah.
Just a side note. Anyway, yeah. So the next
Yeah, I
one,
agree.
your client is a non-traditional male who stays home with the children and has little interest in the career. Yeah, I mean, I try to be very like modern. I try, you know, I'd be like, well, why can't a woman be the breadwinner? You know, why can't the man chill out and take care of the kids? It's may not be as biologically natural, maybe, but I don't see the reason why it can't be the case as long as everyone's trying to do a good job.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Be
I
very
agree.
supportive.
This is
That's
21st
us. That's
century.
us. Yeah, that's us. Born in. Yeah, that's us thinking like I'd love to stay home. I would friggin' cook and clean.
Oh man, it'd be so good.
Oh my god, I would be happy. I'm smiling ear to ear. I'm almost gonna go look for it.
Dude, when I first came to Canada, I couldn't work legally for a year. And so that was my situation. My wife was like working hard and I was like just chilling out at home every day and cooking for us and stuff. And it was nice. I won't lie.
Domestic.
I love.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And then when she came home and she had a long day, and you're like, I've been working like a dog. That's my mom.
I cooked you this dinner and you don't like it. I
And
slaved
all
away
you
in the kitchen.
all you do is sitting on the couch and having a beer. Imagine the roles reversing there. I would love to see my mom, my stepdad doing that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we'd all, it sounds like we'd all be pretty chill with that.
Yeah, I would know how to handle it properly for sure.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm jealous of you, buddy.
Let's talk about your day. What's it like?
Okay, who wants to go next? Ida, you do one.
Mm,
Wait, like move on to the next one, you mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Your client is LGBTQ plus, gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender or other with relationship issues. Yeah. I don't find that challenging. I mean, I'm neither of those things, so of course I would have to be more educated and more mindful for sure. But I totally fine.
Yeah, I have no issue being supportive. I'm like more like I've got some friends, like some gay friends and like lesbian friends, but I don't really know very much about the LGBTQ plus community personally. So that would be something where I need to educate myself more about. But like, I have no issues with any of it. You know, you do you.
yeah, I agree. Like with both what you said, they were bang on. And what I'm noticing going through these questions is the stuff that's more close to our generation or is way easier to like deal with. Like, you know, like I haven't had a lot of like interactions with like hardcore Muslim like I picture parents. So when I hear these examples of like a gay like LGBT person coming in, I know just from experiencing even like TikTok and like everything like that, it's more relatable. Same with that like stay at home dad thing. So these ones that are like almost our generation more applicable to us are a lot easier to deal with. But I just thought that was didn't have my answer, but I just thought that was a connection I made. But I do agree with exactly what both you guys said.
I think that's a good point because like I was saying, like, you know, gay and lesbian is like kind of a bit more like more my generation, I think, and like trans is like a lot
Yeah.
newer, and I don't
Yeah,
have as
you're
much. I don't have as much
Yeah.
to like relate.
Yeah,
In the
me
high
too.
schools now, there's litter boxes.
Oh,
There is
For like
my school.
furries, for the
For
furries.
furries. Dead at. I went to, I forget why I was there. I went in the bathroom. Big litter box. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I worked construction a few years ago, and one of the contractors was. I don't know if he was serious enough, but he was saying that one of the schools wanted him to put a letterbox into the washroom to build it in.
Whose job is to pick it up after? Oh my
so
gosh. You know what I mean?
like, how would you
Insane.
handle a client like that? How about that? Let's add to the.
I think that's
Gotcha.
sick. I think that's awesome. I'd like these. I'd have to be careful not to be super curious. Be like, tell me more about this. This is crazy.
So I'd be like, do you clean up the droppings? Do we call them droppings?
Is it like,
is there a poop bag in there?
yeah, yeah, I think, I think I'm personally like very liberal. Like I'm happy with people. They can do whatever,
Do your thing, man.
I would struggle mostly with like people being racist or hateful, you know, like that, like having a racist client. That would be hard, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I don't know how I'd manage that.
Especially
We
if
do
they're
have the
racist
right
towards you.
towards me, or maybe like they don't know something about me and they're racist to something that's related to me, or even not even me at all. It doesn't even really matter. Like I don't like racism is just not good for me in any spectrum. And like I think we have the right to refuse a client, but I don't know. It wouldn't be easy for me.
I think that's the thing about being a white male therapist. You might attract that. Because, like, if someone's sexist or racist, I don't think they'll really go to a ethnic or female therapist.
So true.
Good point.
It's really true. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Should we go to the next one?
Yeah.
Kobe, you go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Your client views grandparents as wise and often defers important decisions to them. I would say, if I don't really see a problem with that, honestly, because even me as a person, I always mainly when you're younger, you have to always ask permission. But now, before making a big decision, I'll always run it by my elders. Like, even if I'm like planning to buy something that's like a little bit like I bought Ray-Ban Meta glasses, and they're like $600. I'm like, shit, it's a lot of money. So I was like kind of like pitching it to my mom, see what she'd say. If she said no, I'd honestly probably not have got them. No, you won't need those. Yeah. But I personally, that might be kind of something I would say.
Interesting that you do that, because I think a lot of younger kids nowadays are like, they're like not listening to parents, or authority. What about you, Ada?
I agree. I go to my parents about everything, so yeah. I'd say I'm pretty dependent on my parents when it comes to the like big decisions and or asking them for advice and whatnot. Not grandparents, because I only have a grandpa and he's still in Iran. But yeah, my parents for sure.
Personally, yeah, like I never really would go to my grandparents. And I'm like very, I believe personally in like the autonomy. I like to make decisions without that parental assistance. But I get, because I did a lot of things that probably my parents would not have approved of when I was younger, and I wanted to do it. So I was like, I'm not gonna agree with them. But at the same time, like I understand that seeking that guidance, so it wouldn't be a problem for me at all. Right.
Cool.
Next one, your client has 4 children from different fathers and has never been married. The client considers her family structure to include her children and her mother. Okay. So the client has 4 children from different fathers who has never been married. Yeah, I mean, that would just be, that wouldn't be a problem for me. I would have to hold back some preconceptions because you kind of think this person's like a little bit loose. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. That's just a preconception. I want to try and be as open as possible and as understanding as possible. I don't know this person's life.
You don't know. You don't know the situation.
I don't know the situation, but you know what I mean. Like my part of my mind jumps to having assumptions, and I have to be aware of that. You know what I mean? I don't agree with those assumptions, but some of them happen. Ultimately, yeah, it's just something I would work with. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't judge. What about you
Yeah.
guys?
No, I wouldn't judge either.
I
Um,
wouldn't. I wouldn't. It wouldn't matter the gender for me. It's the same. It wouldn't even need to say mother. It said mother, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
If it
Yeah.
was a
because it's
if
from
it was a
different fathers.
if different fathers, yeah. Then if it was a guy with 4 different baby mamas, I wouldn't. It would be the same. Like it doesn't matter the gender for me. It's the same, and I would have to base the same exact thing you said. Just get a grasp of what's going on before
Hmm.
I would make preconceptions. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's good because I noticed I like had judgments there, you know, but we don't know this person's life, so it's good to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I think it's me. Your client has culturally different ideas about child discipline. You find them excessively harsh. Um, it depends on what the ideas are.
Hmm.
But I feel like if it's physical abuse, then we'd have to report it, right?
That's
Yes,
what I was thinking.
I think it's like it's yeah, but I think it's also a crime in Canada to like even spank a child.
Oh, okay.
I think
Um,
so.
I think so. I
No,
think it just depends on what it is, what the discipline is. I mean, if it's really hurting the child, then yeah, I would find it very, very challenging. But if I think that they're just being like extra strict, like grounding for longer, even if I don't agree with it necessarily, I'd be more like okay with it, just a different family, different discipline. So it depends.
Yeah. I think like it would have to. I it really would. I'd have to know like the specifics. Like, was it like I don't know. Like my parents would occasionally like spank me, you know what I mean, when I was being like out of hand. And I don't think that's completely unreasonable. But then where's the line? You know, what's the line where it becomes abuse? So it would be very like I'd have to be very I want to know the details, you know, before jumping to any conclusions.
Yeah.
I think.
yeah, I'm with both of you on what you said, and specifically the spanking. Like, I think there's a difference between discipline. Like, and hear me out on this one. There's a difference between discipline and like physically hitting them.
Hmm.
So when I was spanked, I remember it. I remember it like a friggin' wham. That's how I remember it. When I asked them later, it was like this on my bare butt. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was like a smack, like a
What if
tap.
they're gaslighting you?
Yeah, they're probably just gaslighting you, bro. Like,
They
yeah,
probably are.
it was so
But
No, that's not
gentle.
what it was.
I do remember it being painful. But even if you get your ass slapped, it doesn't. It's the sting. Even though it doesn't, the force doesn't feel good. The sting doesn't feel good. So as long as you can discipline safely, and times are changing, as long as it doesn't teeter on that abuse, like physical or mental, it can be. There's all kinds of ways you can discipline, but as long as it's not like you said, like literally, don't abuse them. And if I think they're getting abused, I will report it because I don't mess around with kids. Like you gotta, that's more long lasting. Like if me and Dominic met in real life and he beat me up, it would just be like, oh, that's shitty. But if you're a kid and you get beat up, especially by an adult, that's that can be long lasting trauma. So you don't want to really make them, they can't be abused. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'd be like I would be very cautious around that. I need to know a lot of details, 'cause-
Yeah, you'd hover on that.
Yeah, because shit, someone could be like, yeah, I just spanked them. Obviously, like, but like, what does that actually look like? You know what I mean? Like the kid went flying across the room, or like, you know what I mean? Who knows what's actually happening compared to what they're telling you? Kobe, I think you're next.
Okay. Your client does not trust Western medicine and prefers traditional medical procedures from China. So prefers traditional. So again, I feel like I don't remember which one of you guys said it, but it was like more like I don't know what China's traditional medical procedures look like. Are we talking
Kind of
about
holistic. So
like smoke and stuff?
no, like stuff that you can actually take.
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture, yeah, exactly. So not necessarily like medicine from like a pharmacy, but they have their own like Chinese like medicine as well.
Okay, then I guess honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, but I guess I would like, say whatever floats your boat kind of deal. That's what you like. But if they were genuinely like dropping dead of something like noticeable, like your lungs don't sound very good, guy, I would encourage them to maybe look at the Western medicine a little bit more, because whatever your herbal tea isn't making up for your years of chain smoking at the dinner table. You know what I mean? So maybe encourage a little bit of acupuncture isn't going to fix whatever's going on in your esophagus, buddy. So just encouragement. Bring it back to encouragement. What about you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would depend as well. Like, is it working? How long you've been trying it for? Are you like in serious need of medical assistance? And maybe like it's like acupuncture is not going to fix whatever is going on. I wouldn't be opposed to encouraging looking into different systems or looking at different forms of medicine, But I also have to be respectful, right? It could be difficult.
Yeah, I think same thing. Like it depends on what it is. So, for example, if they have a brain tumor, I'm not sure if there's any really holistic way of fixing it. And I would do research too. I think I would actually put some time to do research and see if there's actual evidence that what they're doing can help whatever their situation is. And yeah, but I'm all about I like holistic methods as well, so like a balance.
I like that you said you do research. That's good. That's actually something I would I'm gonna take from you, because that's you don't know what you don't know, right? Maybe this client's method actually has great results and you're just being prejudiced. So that's a good thing to learn there for me. Your client's nonverbal behaviors seem to suggest that she is cold and unresponsive. You're not certain whether this assessment is accurate because she has strong relationships with family members. Your client's nonverbal behavior seems to suggest that she is cold and unresponsive. You're not certain whether this assessment is accurate because she has strong relations with family members. Okay. So basically she says she has good relationships, but you just don't believe that based on what she's conveying to you, right? That seems to be the issue here. Yeah, I mean, I think you probably have to try and believe your client, even if you maybe don't feel like they're telling the truth. So I would do my best just to be like, maybe I'm misperceiving the situation. Maybe I'm mischaracterizing the client, or maybe she just doesn't express her warmth, or emotions in the way that I understand people usually do. I'd give her the benefit of the doubt. until more information surfaces that says like, hey, something's off here, you know?
Yeah, but it can also mean that like she's just cold towards strangers
Shy.
and shy. Yeah, exactly.
It's true. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I would just believe her until like maybe the next session. It's like she's lying, or she's like delusional, or whatever the case may be, or maybe I'm just completely misperceiving the situation. But more information for me, for sure.
Yeah, I would say maybe just wait it out a little bit. Just maybe more sessions, hope, and then hope. I agree with what Ida said, that maybe she's just not used to talking to strangers.
Mm.
So maybe just wait until she gets more comfortable, and then if something is else going on, then adjust.
I'm really sorry. My dog is going crazy downstairs. I'll be right back. Just give me, you guys can go ahead. Just give me like
Okay.
20
Sure.
seconds.
Sure.
So I think that would be just about everything, right? We went over.
I think we're done. Yeah, I think that was literally the last thing we had to do. After
that
3
was,
hours.
3 hours. That it took us 30 minutes to get going, so I'd say that was
Yeah.
about 2.5 hours. But it's the taking turns on the thing. Maybe should we end the recording here?
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Yeah,
stop
no, that's
recording it.
I'll end it. How do I do that?
I can do it.
Yeah, you go for it.